and welcome to the Jets Lounge. Crazy giveaways, like Crazy Eddie. For those of you that were alive in the 1970s and the early 1980s, you might remember Crazy Eddie, where he goes, the prices, the value, the giveaways are insane. Well, it is insane today because today we are giving away Garrett Wilson rookie cards, camp tickets to the preseason game, and all you have to do is be here and be subscribed to the channel, and you'll be eligible to win. And we will be back with more information on that. We're going to come throughout the show. We are going to give more information on how you can win. Do you want to go see the Jets play the Bucs? Do you want 2 tickets for free? Well, all you have to do is stay tuned tonight. Enjoy the Jets content. We've got a great show coming up for you. We're going to be giving away lots of prizes. It's easy to win. You just have to be able to go into the chat. To do that, you have to be subscribed. And all you have to do is guess numbers. I got a pen, and I'm going to guess numbers. And one other thing you should know is everybody gets to enter once until I say guess again. But if you want to cheat the system, if you want and say, I don't care that it's not going to be free if I want to do this, for every $5 in Super Chat, you get an extra entry to win, meaning you can guess twice if you give a $5 Super Chat. The first one's free. You can guess 3 times if you give $10 in Super Chat, and so on. You get 1 guess for every $5 that you give in Super Chats to the channel, and it's limitless guesses. And what happens is, after nobody guesses, after a certain amount of time, I'll say guess again. And when I say guess again, those of you, everyone will get at least 1 more guess. But if you've given Super Chats and you've already been designated to have bonus guesses, once I refresh, if you're someone who's got 3 guesses coming to him, you'll get 3 guesses coming to you every time I say start again. Now, hopefully this won't go too, when we give away the things, it might happen right away that somebody guesses the number. Sometimes it takes a long time, and I might say guess again. So imagine getting to guess again after everybody's guessed for a long time, and you get 3 guesses, 4 guesses, 5 guesses. How do I get 5 guesses, Chaos? Well, a $20 Super Chat gets you 4 extra guesses. Remember, everybody gets a guess for free each round. So you have a chance to win for free. If you want to increase your chances of winning, all you have to do is just support the channel with some Super Chats. We use that money right now, trying to drive some revenue to get some better studio lights so I'll be more lit up. Don't you want more of my face? Don't you hate the shade? We got to get rid of that. That's what I'm driving for. And let's say hello to some people in the chat. We got Matthias Simon. Those of you who do not know, Matthias Simon. For those of you who don't know, proud New York Jets fan, my co-host will be on the show a little bit later. He's, I don't know, stuck in traffic or something. We got Stealth Striker here. Good to see you. We got some guy. He's just some guy, but he's not some guy to me. I've met this guy, so I know who he is. We got Vinny from the Jets Lounge. He's ready to go. We got Kuka Lake, Jets fan. Every time I say his name, it doesn't matter how long goes by. It's always hard to say it each time. K Yeti is with us in the chat. I see some newer names coming into the chat, like Stealth Striker is a newer name. And that's a good thing because that means some people are getting word that we are giving away tickets to the preseason game on Saturday versus the Bucs. And all you have to do is be here when we say go and guess a number from 1 to 100, and you're going to have a chance to win. And remember, I want to say it again. If you Super Chat, for every $5 you Super Chat, you get an extra guess. So everybody gets 1 guess at a number from 1 to 100. You want 2 guesses? Donate $5. You want 3? Donate $10, and so on and so on and so on. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's going to go, jabronis. So it looks like you use a different name, Mark Reese. You're saying Jagaloons. That works too. We got Seth Epstein. Good to see you. Good to meet you. Hope you enjoy the content tonight as we work towards giving away this exciting promotional prize thing. We will have Sac Exchange himself, the CEO of the Jet Lounge, on to give us more details. He's not just giving away tickets to the preseason game. He's giving so much more. So wait, it's going to be a night of giveaways. So just stay tuned. Grandizer is here. He is my moderator and good friend, and we appreciate him being here tonight, as always. We got William Powers in the house ready to go. Good to see you, buddy. So let's take a little bit of a break. Let me do the Jets Lounge intro for those of you who have never seen it. And when we come back, we'll get more information on the giveaways tonight, and we'll talk about Mekhi Becton moving over to right tackle, taking snaps at right tackle here on fourth. I've even heard from people that do the walkthroughs he's already been doing a little at right tackle. Don't know if that's a fact, but kind of hearing that for some of the listeners. We'll find out if that's true as well. But for right now, enjoy this. You want to know what the Jets Lounge is about? This is what the Jets Lounge is about right here, baby.
Let's go! We need JJ! We want JJ! We want JJ! We want JJ! Let's go!
JJ! We got Johnson! We got Johnson at 26! We got Johnson at 26! This is great!
It is Matt, it is Richie. We are hanging out with the Jets Lounge guys. Richie, my man, how's it going?
Matt, this is sick. We're at the Jets Lounge event in Farmingdale. The main event is what it's called. We got the entire Rucker family over there.
Jets! Jets!
Events. We do events in Staten Island. There's events, places you could go watch the Jet games with other Jets Lounge members, get discounts on drinks and food. Draft day in bars in Brooklyn, Bay Ridge, wherever. You never know where it's going to be next. Events in Long Island where you got to meet Jeremy Ruckert's family and Jeremy Ruckert himself with the great Matt O'Leary. And, of course, Richie from Jets Media, as you saw. It never ends in the Jets Lounge. Giveaways on Twitter. Contents on Twitter. You never know who's going to pop into the room. Asante Samuel, Braylon Edwards, even Rich Samini. You never know who's going to be in there. Of course, our guy, T-Rich, in the Jets Lounge. They'll be coming on to the YouTube show in the future. We're going for different names, new people, former Jets, current Jets media people. This is all happening with the Jets Lounge. And, of course, we're bringing back, and you will see the tailgate parties as well. So if you go to Jet games, you're going with a small group, you don't want to bring and carry all this equipment to cook a couple of hot dogs, the Jets Lounge is not asking you for $60 so you can get a bracelet and wait online for an hour and a half to get something to eat. That's not what they're doing. The Jets Lounge trusts. So the coolers are out there. When you're hanging out with the Jets Lounge, you just grab a drink. You walk over and food is coming out. It's being stored on a table, wrapped up in aluminum foil as we're making it fresh. Good, real ingredients, not the Costco stuff, from real places, bread from the Bronx. I'm serious. Meat from the pork store. This is the real deal. And it's not $60. It's $30 because it's not for the money. It's for the family. It's for Jet fans. That's what the Jets Lounge is about. Don't ever forget that. And that's why we're doing this promotion. That's why we're giving these tickets out. You can't get tickets to the game. Maybe you're short money. Maybe you don't have anyone to go with, but you can meet someone right here in the chat and go with them. Who knows? You know how many Jet fans have met and expanded their Jets family and now have hung out, have stayed together because of this YouTube channel and because of the Jets Lounge on Twitter? It's not even countable. There are so many people now that hang out and now that have a list of people to go to Jet games with because of the Jets Lounge. That's why you should go onto Twitter, follow the Jets Lounge. On YouTube, continue to watch, participate in the chat, meet people, grow the community. Don't ever be stuck with a few other Jet fans, and that's it. Know that when you travel around the country, there's a good chance in any city you are, you can be connected to Jet fans because you are connected through the Jets Lounge, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter. And we are giving away, again, 2 tickets. Steve, the CEO, will be here himself to talk about that. We will also give away, I believe it's a Garrett Wilson rookie card. I've actually won myself in the past. It's pretty cool. Not only did they send me a Jets rookie card, but Steve, the CEO, sent me a bunch of other cards as well. That was before we even became partners. Of course, now I don't enter these contests. I'm no longer eligible because proudly I am part of the Jets Lounge. So, are you ready to win tonight? I hope so. In the meantime, let's talk about the Jets. What are your questions? How do you feel about Mekhi Becton taking snaps at right tackle? Is that good news to you? Is it something you knew was going to happen? Is it bad news? Feel free to share it in the chat. We'll talk about it. And I think it's a great thing. I'm excited to have Mekhi Becton taking snaps at right tackle. I was worried. What if he's healthy? What if he's good? And now you have Brown there. You're really going to keep this guy on the bench while we got guys like Turner and Max Mitchell, who's clearly not ready for the season after last year's health issues, playing like crap. Salah said, we'll go with the best 5. Moving Becton over to the right side to take snaps in this preseason shows me that they are serious. They really are serious. There's no politics here. There's nothing else getting in the way. They truly want the best 5 out there. And if you truly want the best 5 out there, you have to have all the players playing all the positions to truly determine who's good where. And if you watched Hard Knocks, when you see Aaron Rodgers buddying up with Becton and Becton hugging him like his pal, if you think he won't respect Aaron Rodgers coming to him and saying, hey, buddy, if right tackle is where it's going to be for you, do it with all your heart. You'll get your big contract. You come in and you dominate all season, you'll get your contract. There's no sense. You get your contract by playing, not by talking. So that's my opinion of it. If anybody has any words, just share it. So let's see. Brian Smith said Becton needs to get a lot of first-team reps. I agree. The good news is, Brian, we almost have a month left. So there's plenty of time, plenty of practices. We got a lot of time. I think the first part of camp, we could look back at it as this was Becton's chance to get back on the field, to slowly get back into football shape, to get some confidence in his knee. And now that that's starting to happen, he wanted to stay into that game and play the whole game last week. Now that we're seeing him getting those snaps, the second part is, hey, we got to get you tuned up for right tackle because, and only because, the performance of the other guys is not up to par. I don't want to jump to moving AVT over to right tackle. I think if Becton could win the job at right tackle and Brown comes back on time and is ready to go, that is the best 5 for us. Obviously, Lakin and AVT on the inside. And my personal favorite for the center position is Joe Tippmann. Will I be okay if McGovern starts? Yes, he's a veteran. He's okay. He's a middle-of-the-league center. The reason I want Tippmann is because he has a bigger ceiling. And I saw that in games because I see him moving guys around in the run game like I've never seen McGovern move guys around. I don't care if they're the number 2, number 3s. These are 300-pound guys, and he is physically moving them 5 yards backwards. We're going to get to find out because if you haven't heard yesterday's press conference, Salah already shared that Joe Tippmann will be sharing first-team snaps with Connor McGovern. So he is moving up the rankings. And he's moving up really quickly, and he's doing really well. So we should be excited about that as well. Self Striker comes in and says, as long as he's healthy and don't get a lot of minor injuries from there, I mess with it. Well, look, he's got to stay healthy. We all agree with that, and I'm sure he wants to. We can't blame his weight anymore. Given his height, if you look at him, if he gets any smaller, he's going to become a tight end, right? So you got to have some weight for that size, for that body, on the offensive line. Otherwise, you start to lose and compromise strength. I think that 345 to 350, good area for him, where he's going to get the maximum strength versus speed versus, more importantly than anything, health. But even so, we have to worry. We do have to worry, and it is a problem because even looking fit and being at the perfect weight for his size at 345, let's say, it's still a lot of weight for his knees. It's still a lot of weight for his ankles, but that's true for every offensive lineman that's 300 yards plus, 300 pounds plus. So 300 yards. Look, I'm already giving out Aaron Rodgers stats. Great news. His upside is heightened with the option. I agree. Remember, it's just like Salah said, and it's what we've been talking about, right? And I think fans know it, and now we found out our coach knows it and has no misunderstanding about it. You could put all the weapons you want on this team. It means absolutely nothing if you don't have an offensive line. What is the point if you don't have an offensive line? We have to give Aaron Rodgers time. And just want to say, when they give Aaron Rodgers time, it's ridiculous. Like for those of you that ask anybody that's been to camp at all so far, when Aaron Rodgers has gotten time, when he's received time, and Zach Wilson, by the way, when either of our quarterbacks have been given time, it is phenomenal. It is a show. So that offensive line comes together. We get that straight, and we start giving our quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, time. Just wait until you see with these weapons. I mean, the running back room is just stacked beyond belief now, right? I mean, and it's as long as they're both healthy. You got Cook, Hall healthy, right? Then you got the young guys coming up. You got guys giving it depth. You got Garrett Wilson. You got the combination of Lazard and Davis. Either one of them can alternate and rotate, being the number 2 on the outside. You got Lazard, who has a lot of experience playing in the slot at Green Bay, believe it or not. He has. And then you got McCall Hardman, who just is lights out burner, which keeps the defense back. They cannot all come in on us when McCall Hardman is lined up because he's gone if you do. And we have a quarterback that can hit him right in the chest if he does. So it's going to be exciting. And I didn't even mention the tight ends. I mean, Conklin with Rodgers is going to be a weapon, especially with how do you focus on him? When you have Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, or Lazard, if you're bringing in McCall Hardman, if you got Breece Hall or Dalvin Cook in the backfield, please tell me how you're going to also now have to worry about Conklin, especially if you have Jeremy Ruckert or CJ lined up on the other side. If you let's say you go with the 2 tight end front, which one of them is going to sneak out for a pass? All 3 of our top 3 tight ends have the ability to sneak out for a pass. We're seeing it in preseason. We're finally getting to see Jeremy Ruckert in the passing game, and it's fun to see. It's a lot of fun to see, and he's already there as a blocker. There's never been a question about Jeremy Ruckert in his blocking. That was why he was drafted primarily, because he was a safe lock pick as far as a blocking tight end. The receiving skills in the little opportunities he got in college, he made the most of it at the Ohio State. He was a good receiving tight end in those opportunities. The reason he didn't have big numbers or get a lot of opportunities is, let's see, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Najig. I mean, all the year before that wasn't Najigma, but year after year, look at the wide receiver room for Ohio. Why Ohio State? Why would they be throwing the ball a lot to a tight end? But Ruckert showed great receiving ability as a tight end in the opportunities he was given. And now with a guy like Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball, I'm sure he's going to be a suit of fine as a receiving tight end. He might not be Kittle, but we don't know that he's not. Give the kid a chance. I mean, these other guys, they were drafted a lot later in the rounds of the draft than Jeremy Ruckert was. And the kid hasn't been given the opportunity to prove himself. So I'm not saying he's going to be one of those guys at that level. I'm just saying a ceiling really hasn't been established for him yet because he's still growing and getting stronger. What we know about him is that we, at the very least, have a very good blocking tight ends and potentially a very good receiving tight ends. But luckily we have Conklin. Watch the film. You get the right quarterback throwing him the ball, he's going to make a difference for us in the passing game. He's going to be another weapon, and I'm excited about that as well. Do I seem high energy? I'm high energy because there's so much exciting things going on. So, okay, feel free to leave. So someone doesn't like the content, and that's absolutely fine. We'll block him. We'll get rid of him forever. We won't give him a thing or an opportunity. Some people were raised poorly, people. Some people have bad parents, bad parenting. Maybe his father left and they're angry. And if they don't like something, rather than just leave and choose something else, they have to leave some kind of comment. They have to say something, and that's fine. He can say all he wants. I don't have to live his life. He has to be him. He had to have his parents. It's his life. Anyway, let's go back to the people I love, the people I know. Twisted. AR was great in the press conference when it comes to the offensive line. Spoke from his heart and wasn't hiding the fact work is needed. That's awesome. Yeah, look, Aaron Rodgers has been great everywhere, right? He's been great in every venue of where he spoke. You got to be happy with that. He looked like a bear coming up behind Rodgers. That was great when he gave Rodgers that hug. I loved it too. I really enjoyed it. So we got a whole bunch of exciting things happening. I'm excited about more of camp, more time for these guys to come together and develop. GH said we all wanted to see Becton and AV together. Here's a chance to see them playing people out of the plowing people out of the way, as we mentioned with Zach. Stay healthy, fellas. The other thing is that's what I like about Tippmann. I like Tippmann's strength and his power in the run game and run blocking, because now we could potentially have Tippmann lined up with AVT and Becton. That'll be nice. They got to stay healthy, guys. I mean, we know that. There's no argument. I think every Jet fan agrees that Becton has to stay healthy. Some like to just chirp about it nonstop, and that's fine. But I don't see the focus on just focused on he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. I like to think positively and say, hey, man, what if he stays healthy? And apparently he got the right surgery. He had the reconstruction surgery. It went well. He's holding up so far. So all we can do is hope for the best. We got Jet set for life. What's up? Good to see you here, man. Cougar Lake Jet fan comes back. He says, what is Cook actual cap hit? Over the cap, doesn't have it yet. I saw over 1 million base, but so much bonuses. So the cap hit is going to be a minimum of $7 million for Cook, as far as I know, because I got to check over the cap, but there's no reason why they would push money into next year. It's a 1-year deal. This is when we have the money. Next year, we're going to have to be dealing with the cap. I mean, every year, we have young players that are going to start having to get paid. We have to be very careful with the salary cap. There's no reason to push any more money, to this year, unless there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, and there's going to be an expensive player coming into town that we need the money for. But I mean, to squabble over a couple of $1 million, I don't think we will. I think it's going to be a $7 million cap hit, but we have to leave a little bit more. I'm not really sure how the cap is recognized in a situation where you pay incentives. I think, but if you don't pay those incentives, you don't have to. So,
well, this is why you bring me on the show. How you doing, pal?
Hey, did you see that loser who came into my chat and was like, "This is the same stuff on other YouTube channels"? And
Who, Twisted?
No,
me and him were texting. That's why I'm just busting your balls, Twisted.
No.
I saw something, but I go right to the news.
I go right to the root. When people do that, I just know they have parenting problems. They were raised wrong. So,
Man, I'm glad we're friends. You'd be very opinionated about me, pal. So here's I'm going to give you some news. Let me just make sure my correct mic is on. All right, I should sound better now, right?
You sound pretty good.
Ah, damn right. Look good, sound good. Hell yeah, baby.
Look at this,
all right,
Brian.
so this is what's coming out about Cook right now. Pro Football, NBC, their Pro Football Talk put out a link. It looks like Joe Douglas is a goddamn genius yet again. From what I'm reading and from what I'm understanding, it's not on Over the Cap and it's not on Sport Track yet. There's a base of 1-something million that might be the cap hit. He has potentially up to 17 weekly bonuses that add up to 4.6 million. It looks as if the Jets have structured the contract to protect themselves from a suspension, where they're not getting hit with that money if he gets suspended. Our Twitter DM group is going nuts with trying to get the info. Tigo, Gunny, Dom, Kev. Everyone's going nuts about it right now. They're trying to figure it out. It hasn't been put up on the contract sites yet. Let me mute my phone. Sorry. So there's a lot of guessing of what it is right now. But it looks like Joe Douglas. All right, Rich Cimini tweeted, the base salary is $1.08 million guaranteed. Weekly roster bonuses for being on the active 46 up to $1.2 million total. Weekly bonuses for being on the 53, the injured reserve, or the PUP list totaling $4.72 million. Total base package $7 million, can earn $1.62 million in incentives. So if they're weekly bonuses, I'm not sure that counts against the cap. I think those are cash bonuses, like a workout incentive. Like it's an incentive to be on the team. If you're not suspended, you're getting paid weekly extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would be a very Jet-friendly contract. It would be another wizard move by Joe Douglas, who's showing he is he's making contracts deals with players that protect the Jets, short-term, long-term, today, tomorrow. So we got a really good GM, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very good general manager who's not losing in any deal he makes. Joe Douglas is going to have to write a book called The Art of the Deal, the football version. Like, that's how good he is with these contracts and protecting the New York Jets. And I'm damn proud to have him.
So I have somebody in the waiting room. His name is Kenny. And I was curious about, he is a longtime Jet fan, season ticket holder for many, many years. I don't know if you want to stay on while he's on, Nick. I just want to check in with him, see what he has to say, because he came into the waiting room. Okay. So Kenny,
what's going on, guys?
What is up? This is Jet fan royalty, guys. I mean, you guys don't know Joe Beningo and what an amazing fan he is. He's a legendary fan. Well, Kenny is right there. He's a future Hall of Fame Jets fan. And I'm not kidding. He's been a season ticket holder for how long, Kenny?
This is going to be year 42.
42 years, people.
I've had them since I was 18.
I love it.
I go way back.
Did you just say Joe Beningo is a good fan?
Friend of mine.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'll pump the brakes then. I thought he said it's a good fan. I'm sorry.
Joe. The last time I spoke with you guys, I actually went to a little more light. Here we go. See my good-looking face.
All right.
But the last time I spoke to you guys was right before I headed out to Canton, Ohio for the Hall of Fame weekend. And Steve, Sac Exchange, joined us. And Justin from the Jet Lounge. We all drove out. It was a great trip with Joe. And I actually mended the fences with Joe and Fireman Ed. They had a long-lasting, they had a long feud years, that lasted over 10 years. When I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, guys, but they didn't talk. And I mended the fences. I'm friends, obviously, with Eddie. And Eddie gave me a call the week before we were heading out to Canton. He asked me what my plans were, where we're meeting up. And I told him my plans, and I told him the Friday that we're out there that we're golfing, and we might need a fourth for the foursome. And he was more than willing to play. I checked with Joe B. And Beningo said, yeah, sure. Let's play. And they hit it off well. And they buried the hatchet. So you got, Eddie and Joe, two longtime Jet fans like me, buried the hatchet on the golf course in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio.
That's incredible. And that's the work you do with the Jets Lounge, brother.
That's it. And matter of fact, Eddie is going to be a guest on one of Joe's live podcasts at the Hackensack Brewery sometime during the season. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun out in Canton. We met up with a lot of alumni. Was out there. We had a great time. Visited the Hall of Fame. For all you football fans out there, if you've never been to the NFL Hall of Fame, it was my first time there. It's a definite can't miss. You got to do it. And hopefully when the next Jet goes in, hopefully years from now, sooner than later, Mark Gastineau, I think, deserves the nod because he was the creator of the sack dance. And, back then it was frowned upon, but now you got guys dancing when they make a sack and they're down by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So, Gastineau was the creator of that. And I think he should be recognized for someone that's had over 100 sacks in his career. He should be the next Jet in.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Kenny, I haven't asked you this yet. You've been 42 years a season ticket holder. So, where would you rank this offseason in your excitement and feelings about the potential of the team in all those 42 years? Can you compare it to any other time of your Jets fandom when you've been this excited?
I got to go back to Testaverde. After we lost the championship game to Denver, that offseason leading up to, unfortunately, Vinny blew his Achilles first game of the year. So that season, leading into the 99 season, I was really pumped up. And besides that, just when Rex was here, that was it. And let's put it this way, and a lot of people I've shared this with. After last year, leaving the stadium and just shaking your head in that Jacksonville game when they got embarrassed and knowing that you're not making the playoffs, I said to myself, I don't know how much longer I can do this, put my heart and soul into this team. And when the season ended, my season ticket rep called me about renewing, and I said, don't do nothing yet. I said, I am not coming back this year unless you get a quarterback. I'm not there to watch Pee Wee football. Nothing against Pee Wee football, but I'm not there to watch a Pee Wee quarterback, Zach Wilson. That's what I compared him to, playing the NFL and basically shit the bed last year. So I wasn't coming back for that mess. And when they signed Aaron Rodgers, the first phone call I got as soon as Aaron Rodgers was signed was from my ticket agent, my rep. And he said, are you coming back? I said, I told you, if you get a quarterback, I'm coming back.
It's almost like they did all of this because they had to save you. They said, we can't lose, Kenny. This is crazy. We're going to lose our biggest Jets fan. We've got to do something. We've got to do something quick.
Well, Woody Johnson, he stuck to his word. You remember that speech he gave at the end of last year? Basically, his closing speech was he wasn't happy, and the team needs a quarterback, and he's going to go find one. And he basically brought in the best option. So we'll go from there. Hopefully, like we all said before, the offseason was great. Now you got to put it on the field and back it up.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's got to equal wins now. I don't see how it's not. What do you think, Nick? I mean, what would have to happen for this not to equate to wins and a playoffs? Like, what do you think would prevent the Jets from taking the next step?
Well, I'm a South Park fan, so I'm going to say it's 9/11 times 1,000. This team stays healthy. This team is going to compete for a title. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The talent on defense, the ability that we're going to have on offense, the fact that we're going to be playing with leads. Everyone, I hope you're sitting down or not driving when I said that, but it may be third or fourth quarter, and we're playing with a 13, 17, 20-point lead, something we haven't seen very often throughout the years. It's going to be a lot of fun to be a Jet fan because we're going to have complimentary football. We're going to have good clock control because if anyone is worried about Coach Saleh doing the time management, wrong. Aaron Rodgers is your time management now. Aaron Rodgers and Hackett have a connection where Rodgers and him will decide when we use the timeouts on offense. We don't have to worry about Saleh doing that. Then you got Rodgers on the sideline, who I'm sure will be looking at the clock, and he's a football genius. His IQ is so high. He's going to be the one saying, hey, let's take a timeout here. We'll get the ball back with this. He'll be in the coach's staff's ears. So time management has been a concern for the Jets. Check. Getting off the field on third down, we're good. Check. The pass rush, when we have the lead, Ken, I've said a bunch on the show, and the show Jeremy and I do after the practice every day, we've been so bad. We've been down 20-0, 27-6 at halftime. we haven't been able to rush the passer in the second half because they're handing the ball off for the next 30 minutes a game. So the whole team is going to complement one another. We're going to have a really good team. I'm not worried about the offensive line. I'm not. We missed 80% of the projected starters today. You don't judge anything or anyone in life when you're missing 80% of something. It's not a true testament of who or what they are.
Yeah.
So when Brown's out, when Tomlinson's out, when ABT's out, when you don't have your right tackle, maybe Becton, you only have your center, McGovern or Tittman, rotating. That's all we had. And you had Tittman playing left guard where he's never played before. So everybody losing their minds about the line, simmer down now. We'll be all right.
I think the only issue tonight was obviously the only issue with today's practice was more about depth and backup, because now we know that Mitchell and Turner have not proved that we could rely on them. Hey, I got somebody backstage. He's the CEO of the Jets Lounge. I'm going to bring him in to talk about the giveaways that we're going to be giving away later in the show. So those of you who are here, get ready. I'm going to bring him in about 10 seconds to talk about what the giveaways are and how you can qualify. I already went through some of the rules. The rules are is you can only guess once until I say, which will be a number from 1 to 100. You can only guess once until a certain amount of time has went by and I say guess again. If you give super chats, for every $5 of super chat you give, you get an extra guess per round. So what that means is everybody gets a free guess. If you were to give a $5 super chat, you get 2 guesses. If you were to give a $10 super chat, you get 3 guesses, and so on and so on. But without further ado, let me introduce to you the CEO of the Jet Lounge, Steve, also known as Sac Exchange. What's up, brother?
Guys?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing? Your head's cut off.
Oh, let's see. Maybe that's better.
There you go. And lean back a little bit. There you go.
So,
looking good. Hey, that's a nice shirt. Where'd you get that?
oh, yeah, these are official Jet Lounge polos. And very in high demand right now. We're still trying to print more. We have Braylon Edwards today at camp. He was rocking one. The much hated Asante Samuel, rocking one. If you could get Asante Samuel in green and white, especially anything with Jet on it, that's a miracle. And Dalvin Cook got one. We'll see when.
It's also a man who got humbled by Jets Twitter a couple weeks ago, so he's playing nice now.
Hey, he wasn't. He actually wasn't playing nice. So I reached out to Asante Samuel to address the Twitter beef in a space that we did a couple weeks ago, and he got on, and he was like, "I'll take any heat from any fan." He was a stand-up guy for it. So the fans let it rip. He ripped back, and kind of shut down some of the fans, and then some of them got and at the end of the day, it was a pleasurable experience for him because some of the fans were showing him some respect. He's probably be a Hall of Famer, probably 99%. He'll be a Hall of Famer, should be, and then we, he became actually a cool guy. And I told him when I sent the Jet Lounge poll to Dalvin, I said, I texted Asante, I said I would send you one, but you ain't gonna wear it. And he put his size in a dress, so I sent him one. He was a man of his word. He wore it. So we'll see if Dalvin Cook is a man of his word, saying that he would wear it. So we'll see. But yeah, we have giveaways today. Giveaway bonanza. Usually I do the giveaways on Twitter, but we'll do them on YouTube. I've got I have 3 sets of tickets for tomorrow's camp. So these need to go now because tomorrow morning we'll be here before you know it. So 3 tickets, 3 sets of 2. So 6 tickets total of camp, and I have my own personal preseason tickets. Row 2, section 337, kind of on the 40-yard line. And you're on the second row for the Tampa Bay game this Saturday, Tampa Bay Jets preseason. So in all total, is 4 different giveaways. So
I love it.
I think it's good for the fans. The fans seem to like it. Anything free is good as well. They don't really have to spend anything. So if anybody wins tonight, will be electronically sent to you guys immediately after you win. And Jeremy, I would do 1 to 100's too big. I would do 1 to 50. Let it go quick. Let it go fast, because 1 to 100, you'll shut your show down at like 11 o'clock at night.
and Sac, with that being said, with the giveaways, listen, if you're definitely going to use them, then then enter the contest. But if you're really not going to use them, then let's leave it for someone that's really interested in going and that's definitely going to use the tickets, because we don't want to see them go to waste.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of people that have been shut out of tickets, and they only see my tweets. They never see me physically, except for a lot of people have met me in person. But look, you guys got shut out of tickets. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. I mean, these people just hoarded them. So obviously they'll come up with a system. I was told today, Kenny was there with me. They'll come up with some type of system to stop that next year, because it's obscene. So this is our way of trying to, even the balance, right? There's people that have kids that want to go, and they can't. And there's people in this world that could give a fuck about other people, right? But, Jet fans are Jet fans. I could be friends with any Jet fan. It doesn't really matter where they come from. So this is our way of giving it back.
Well,
so,
we have.
I don't know how many people you got viewing. How many you got in there now?
We have 40 people in here right now. Unfortunately, people who watch the playback, a lot of people watch the playback. It's not going to really help them. But if not a lot of people want camp tickets, you can feel free to reach out to Sac Exchange on Twitter, possibly, if we don't give them away, and maybe make some kind of contest out of that. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
Am I eligible in the show, or do I need to be in the chat to be eligible?
You're eligible. You just say a number.
Okay.
And with that, and you commented on Sac's shirt that we've been. Listen, anybody's interested in the shirt, DM me, DM Sac on Twitter. They're $40, and the money goes to charity. We picked 2 charities. One is actually Marty Lyons Foundation, and the other one is Mark Wahlberg. Sac.
Yeah. So we did that in collaboration with Asante, because he's a patriot. So we split it down the middle, because he wore it, he tweeted it. So that was kind of a collab on that.
That's cool.
Like it's for a great cause, and we're not making a dime on this. Everything goes to charity.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. So,
yeah, the Marky Mark over there, I like to call him, the Mark Wahlberg, is like inner city youths. They can't afford proper clothes to go to school, stuff like that. So it's a good cause.
I follow him on Instagram. He's always talking about outfits, so he's probably definitely donating clothes and stuff. That's his thing.
Yeah. Well, I know how it feels as a kid. Trust me. So I think it's good.
Hey, I had the Bradley special in the 80s.
Yeah. I remember in the 80s, the kids were in New York. They would rip off. If you had like Lee jeans, which I never had any name brand, like Levi's, but Lee was in style. And I remember, if you wore them to school, the kids would rip off the tag. Like, they'd try to rip off the tag and put it on theirs and sew it on. Just like the Biggie song, where he says, I'm sewing tigers and alligators on my shirt. That's Lacoste. But if you want to see the inside, I'll see you later. Yeah, because he knows the inside is a no-name brand. But whatever. So, I don't know, Jeremy, you could kick off whatever. You want to kick off a giveaway right now?
Oh, well, I want to give away. I'll start with the camp tickets.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Right, we'll start with the camp tickets. What I'm going to do is Nick, are you interested in trying to win those too, or you just want the game for something?
I have it open, so I'll comment in the chat. So there's no me saying it, and I'll type it and it pops in, and if I'm first with it, I'm first.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the number down so no one thinks it's rigged in case you win. I'm going to write the number down.
And anyone who watches you and me on a daily or weekly basis knows that you would never do anything voluntarily to help me. So they know.
It's like Hard Knocks last night. You write It's like Hard Knocks last night. You're going to write the number down.
49ers, Jets, 31-21 Jets.
That's it. You got to do that too. Get a card. And
So guys, so this is going to be for 2 tickets to camp tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is it's just going to be a number from 1 to 15, I think. Don't guess yet. Don't guess
50.
yet.
Oh, 50, 50.
Well, I don't know how many people in here actually can go. A lot of people here live all around the
We'll
country.
do 1 to 25.
Okay, we'll do 1 to 25. Only guess once. I'll tell you when you could guess again if nobody guesses it. This is only if you want to go to tomorrow's practice. And remember, if you win for tomorrow's practice, it does not eliminate you from winning tickets to the game on Saturday. So you could still enter that one too. But if you can honestly go to tomorrow's practice, then enter this. I'm going to write down the number right on this paper right now. It's a number from 1 to 25. And if you want to try to win tickets for it, I'm going to say ready. And this is for real. This counts. Ready, set, go. One guess, 1 through 25. One guess for anyone that can go tomorrow. And are you kidding me?
No way.
Are you kidding me?
What, the first one?
That was my no way. Give it to somebody. All right, I'll give it away. The first person in the chat who says that they can make it, I'll give my 2 tickets to. First person in the chat who says they can make it.
Son, because I don't want you to be eliminated.
I'm on crutches. My toe was chopped off. Like I didn't expect to win. I just wanted to participate.
Okay,
that's
Can
wild.
you go?
I'm on crutches. I'll give it to the first person who can make it.
Okay. Well, first person to say that you can make it tomorrow, Nick wants to give it to you. So the first person in the chat that says you want to go and that you could make it, put it in the chat right now.
I love guessing games. That's funny, dude. That's why we're so close, Jared.
Grandizer says that he
JB with a capital B says you can make it. All right.
Okay, JB it is.
There you go. My gift to
Okay,
you.
tell him how to get it. Tell him how to contact.
So,
we'll get all that.
Yeah, just to let them know that if they're on Twitter to just DM me, they already know how. But if they're from YouTube and the different population, then they, then Twitter, then just get their email and I'll send it to them.
Yeah, and JBB, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly put my email in the chat right now. I'm going to put it in there. If you email to me your address, name, I will send it to your email address. I will send it to Steve right away to get you those tickets electronically. So just email me right there, buddy, jcravat@gmail.com. Just tell me, hey, it's JB from the show, and put the number in 21 so I know it's somebody from the show.
Hey, JB, all I ask in return is go to my channel, Proud New York Jets Fans, and throw me a sub.
That's right.
Fair trade.
That's fair enough. Go sub to Proud New
Jeremy,
York.
I can't believe what you're thinking right now.
That is
I
the
swear
mentalist.
on everything. I swear on the Jets being successful. That was not planned. That was not planned. That was legit. That legit happened.
That's just unbelievable. I put 21 because I used to love the number for Deion Sanders. Is that why you guessed it?
No, I said 31-21 was the score of the game, and I'm like, 21 is between 1 and 25. So I planted that seed in your head. I know how you think.
Oh my God. I was just thinking Deion Sanders because my friend has the giant necklace and everything.
You know how much I play blackjack on FanDuel.
Anyway, we got 2 more camp tickets.
Nick, listen, I'm a blackjack player, but I never play online. I don't trust it.
I do FanDuel with the live dealer.
Oh, I don't know. I can't. I got to be in front of the tape. I got to be in front of the I can't do that.
I hear you. I've had a decent run lately.
Anyway, we got 2 more, another pair of tickets to camp. We'll give that away later, but more importantly, the big prize is tickets to the game on Saturday. Boy, I wish I lived local because then I would tell Steve. I don't know what I would tell you how I would do it because I'd say, hey man, I want to be in contention. But
this contest wouldn't be happening. The tickets would be yours.
You know what happens if me and Kenny were talking about it at camp. If Aaron Rodgers, during the week, Salah announces, the tickets are not so high in demand. But if Aaron Rodgers decides to play a series or 2, you see what happens then.
Oh, if I'm the Jets, I would just announce Aaron Rodgers is going to play, even if he plays for one series, because you'll get 60,000 people in the building for a preseason game. So they should look at it that way, where they'll make money if they
I
get
think that's
60,000.
next week. I think next week is the Giants game that they were targeting. But is that a Giant home game?
That one, I think it is. I think it's a Jet home game. I think I got to look.
Usually, the third preseason game always historically is the dress rehearsal.
Yep.
Yeah. So if the Jets wanted to make some money, tell me this: how many people would go to this if they created a special event for Saturday before the start of the season and said we're going to do like a giant pep rally? We're going to have the players. We're going to talk to you and all kinds of fun things. And it's going to be and they're going to run into the crowd and sign autographs. How many people, and let's say it was $20 a ticket and it's at MetLife. How many people do you think go?
I'd say you get about 30,000.
That's freaking crazy. That's like wild.
They've done that. That's what the green and white scrimmage has been, right? It's been a reason to get the fans in there for free.
Yeah.
But you haven't had the excitement that you have with Aaron Rodgers being on roster. So I would expect double of what the green and white's been the last 2 years.
If Aaron Rodgers will play even 2 series, that there'll be a tremendous amount of people wanting to go.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, like my brother was telling me and Kenny today, he's like, I'm worried about, he's worried about not so much the offense. He's just worried about everybody hasn't played together yet. Like, it's practice. So I think you can accomplish that in practice, but he's worried about that. There's 2 different things. Some people are worried about the offensive line. Some people are not worried about it. I'm not as worried as most about the offensive line.
Yeah.
If we were full strength and struggling, red flag goes up, right? That at that point, there's no wait for it. There's no more. He's coming back. If we're full strength and it's bad, we're back to the Wayne Hunter years, right?
Yeah, ABT wasn't there. There's a few starters that.
Yeah, right tackle Becton, Tomlinson at left guard, Brown's not back at left tackle. Tittman was playing a position he hasn't played yet. Turner's out there I think, Jeremy, did you call him Turnstile?
No, that was somebody else in our group.
Okay. But
I mean, Tittman looks good. Tittman does look good.
Tittman's good.
And the other
Ken, what are you talking about? 2 weeks ago, Jets Twitter told us that he was a bust.
And I'll tell you one thing today at the I was at the practice with Sac. There were a lot of fights. I mean, from the first play on, Tampa and the Jets, they were going. I felt like it was at a hockey game in the 80s. They just kept dropping their gloves.
Every play, Ken. Every play. There was some type of push in the face and then very chippy. So we'll see. We'll see.
Any word on the coach? Did any of you guys hear any word on the coach and how he is? I haven't seen anything come out.
Oh, Tony Ogden?
Odin?
Odin. I was told he was going to be fine.
Yeah, I heard that at the press conference, but I didn't know. They said he was going to the hospital.
Did he get hurt in one of the scrums?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure. Yeah, so he probably got stepped on or took a shot. Maybe lost his breath. He took a shot because they were going at it. I mean, they were throwing punches.
He was the one that got carted off. That was the coach that got carted off today. Yeah. Sucks.
I wonder why.
Another interesting thing from camp. You see Aaron Rodgers rolling out, running. Can't find anybody. Threw it into the stands. Never seen that in any camp I've ever been in. The ball he threw it, flung it, maybe like 8 rows into the stands.
Hit Rich Cimini in the shoes.
Did he really?
Yeah, Rich Cimini picked the ball up.
That's actually really funny. I wonder if he did that on purpose just to give the fans a thrill.
I don't know. He threw the ball away, but he threw it into the stands.
Aaron Rodgers is pretty accurate. You think there's any coincidence that it went at Cimini?
Rodgers that was a different one. The other one went clear into the stands.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
Giving away free souvenirs.
I think we're going to be okay. Did you see him throwing the ball into those nets when they're calling out the colors?
And he was on point today. the first play, he threw a bomb to Garrett Wilson for a touchdown. Then Zach Wilson came in and he threw a bomb to Kenny. Who was it? That was a touchdown. It was back-to-back bomb touchdowns.
Number 19. Was it Brownlee?
Brownlee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Then Zach Wilson threw. He looked very good again. Only made one mistake, and that was that pick six he threw.
Oh, that was horrible. That looked like shades of last year.
Didn't even look. He threw it. That was terrible. But then he came back.
Last year he couldn't even hit the defenders. So
No.
It's a little bit better. He was that inaccurate.
No, but you know what? Hopefully he doesn't have to play unless it's we're up by 40 points in the fourth quarter or 30 points, garbage time. Hopefully.
Well, that's the hope, right? We want Aaron Rodgers for every snap. But I agree. I think if we go up by a lot, they should definitely bring in Zach. Give him some experience, see how he looks, let Rodgers rest, keep him safe on the sideline. I would love if there were a lot of games where we could afford to do that. Bring in the second team, Zach, Izzy, Brownlee if he makes the team. Randall
How about
Cobb.
the fact that if we have a big lead midway through the third quarter every week, Rodgers doesn't play 65% of the snaps. We keep our number one next year.
Yeah.
Hey, Sac, I see somebody chatting in here. Remember we had the event last year for Ruckert at the main event?
Yeah.
Somebody was asking if we're doing any events coming up at the main event again. As of right now, we don't have anything planned.
No, we don't as of right now. But
Yeah, and what we're trying to do is there is a bar in Staten Island that we branded the Jet Lounge where we had the watch parties last year. There will be a Joe Beningo live podcast during the season. He's looking to do it on a Sunday when the Jets are off. So just throwing that out there.
yeah, and even Fineman in Canton said that he would come to the lounge.
Yep.
One week. So we're trying to plan on some guest appearances of some folks to hang out in the lounge.
Sounds cool. We got a super chat from Dano, longtime supporter of the channel. Thank you very much for the super chat. Sac for post Woody clarity. I mean ownership. Sac for post. I don't understand.
Trying to decipher that.
I'm trying to decipher that.
They want me to own the team post Woody?
Oh, Sac for post Woody ownership.
Oh.
That would be cool. It'd be great.
Hey, listen, I'm friends with Gary V. Let's go partners. We'll get Kenny and we'll
That'd be something.
It's funny. I tell Gary all the time, you don't got the money for it. And he's rich, but you don't got the money. It's $5. How much do they worth now, Ken? $5 billion?
$6.11 billion. It just came out a week ago.
God.
All the new football rankings.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But if she's willing to, was a woman, you were saying? Who's the name of the person?
Oh, Dana. No, Dana is not a woman. No.
Oh, I didn't
It's
hear
just
the
Dane
name.
is the first name and O is the
Well,
the last name.
Dane, listen, if you want to go partners and you got the cash, I'm willing to make a bid.
Too bad we didn't hit that $1.5 billion mega last week. Then we could talk.
Yeah, we could have bought at least a percentage.
Mm-hmm. And Sac, you had a conversation with Woody and Canton.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
conversation with Woody and Canton was with Chris and Woody. I said it in the spaces, but for anybody on YouTube, this is verbatim, okay? This is not me mixing it up with facts and truths and falsehoods. This is the truth. Me and Kenny's buddy, Joe Beningo, we were walking together and we ran into them. And I went over to Chris. And I've been tweeting at these guys forever about the uniforms. I can't stand them, a whole bunch of stuff. And now I see them. And I'm like, okay, now you can say everything that you wanted to say to them. Because you don't know if they read the tweets. Probably their assistants do. So I walked up to Chris and Joe walked up to Woody. Joe said to Woody, you got to win. Now you got to win. It's time to win. And he was like, well, nobody can say that I didn't try. Like, nobody can say that I didn't do everything I can to make a winning team for the fans. which is true. Chris, I said to Chris, and I pointed to the jersey with these stupid sashes that the new jerseys have. And I said, this, Chris, these uniforms, you got to, it's the 5-year rule is up. You can get rid of them. That's it. 5-year rule's up. And he was like, he smiled and he said, I get a lot of flack about these new uniforms, a lot of bad feedback. And he goes, but it's not me. I had nothing to do with it. Just because I was in charge at the time, these uniforms are planned way before that. And then Woody in the earshot said, I'm the uniform overlord. Swear to God, that's exactly what he said. So I turned and I said, well, then I guess you're to blame for these jerseys. And they laughed. And then I said, to Chris, I basically said, I'm like, and then he was like, I know. Don't worry, you'll like them. Don't worry, you'll like them. Don't, because I said it's up. And then, so from what I gather, they'll change them. Those uniforms will change after this year. So if that happens, remember you heard it on Jeremy's show here in the Jet Lounge first.
Yeah, they've made with money, with the limited release and the old logos coming out. I mean, everything you look at on the NFL shop on the Jets with all the vintage logo that we have, the one behind me.
Yeah.
It's like out of stock, limited availability. It's flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
So if they like making money and they got to pay this cash up front, like a $35 million check that just went to Rodgers 2 weeks ago, there's an easy way to make a lot of money.
Yeah. They're beautiful. The new uniforms, they're classic. I was listening to Adam Schefter, and he was like, they were like, how you because he's a Jet fan. Everybody doesn't, either some don't know it, but he's a Jet fan. And he said, look, I love them. The throwbacks. He goes, they look crisp, they look clean, and he goes, I wouldn't mind them wear them all the time. They know. And then you make, I see the whites. There's only one color, white, right? But you make a green one looking like that, and for the folks that love the black uniforms that really have nothing to do with the Jets, black color has nothing to do with the Jets. But if you want a black uniform like every single other NFL team, well, then you can make one. It's very simple. You go do a black uniform with white stripes, and whatever you want is the collar of it. You do a white collar. I'm not saying the black uniforms are bad. I'm just saying our colors are green and white. Get used to it. That's what they are. If you don't like the color green, it sucks. But that's what the color of this team is.
Yeah. But we've been beaten down so bad as Jets fans, a lot of our souls are black and empty. So maybe that's how it ties in.
I guess. And Woody's superstitious because you see that when we won with the black and the white pants, he's stuck with them. We're going to wear them again next week. And I don't think I've seen green all year. Did we wear green once? I'm trying to figure out.
Didn't we wear green on opening day against the Ravens? Green jerseys, white pants? And we lost.
Did we wear green that game? We were in.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we were.
I don't recall.
I don't remember either. Yeah.
All I remember that game, it was pouring out and we stunk.
Yeah, that was
horrible.
Shit. That game.
Nah, white jerseys.
White jerseys. Eh? I don't remember if we wore green. Maybe someone in the chat could help us and do it if they remember.
White jerseys again in Cleveland.
So what kind of pants do you like with the white jerseys?
I like white on white.
Yeah, I like white on white.
That's my favorite, the white on white.
And when they wear the black jerseys, you want the green with black? Or the white?
All black.
No, if you're going to go black, then you're going to do all black. I remember green pants and white tops. I mean, I know it's not that big of a deal, but I think that the current uniforms are a monstrosity, and they just reek of Adam Gase, the new uniforms. They don't represent anything. And anybody that was on that show showing them off, when they did the debut, they're not on the team anymore. Think about that. all Sam Darnold, they were Jamal Adams, they were all strutting these jerseys out, and it's just all bad. You got to change them.
But listen, guys, I got to jump. I got a few things to do. I'm helping my daughter get packing some stuff up and taking her to college next week. So they need my assistance. But appreciate
Don't lie,
it.
you're jumping in the pool.
Jumping in the pool. It is 80 degrees.
Kenny, just remember, give me the order. I'll make him dead.
Yeah, you want to jump? Go ahead. Go jump. Well, listen, guys, it's been a pleasure. Always. I love doing this. It's a great way for the fans to basically the chat and more good things ahead. And I'll be on again next week, man. Just count me in.
See you again.
Sac, been a long day.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys.
Later,
Take
Ken.
care.
Peace out, bro.
So they have the Klecko jersey. I don't know if you can see it. It's green. They have the Klecko retro available on the NFL shop for the Jets, but they don't have Sauce Rodgers. I mean, who knows? Maybe you could personalize it, but there's too much money to be made. And when the fan base goes nuts and everyone starts tweeting, I sent Woody a tweet today already that said I tagged him in something. I don't know if they'll see it, but their social media group has their ear to the ground. They're pretty in tune with what Jets Twitter says and what they're for. If there's a massive push and a movement, following up with what you said, Sac, that Chris said, it's probably in the works already, right? This is the pre-release, the limited edition, the tease.
He pretty much said, I'm trying to quote him. He pretty much said that they'll change them. Because when they said they need to go, and then I says, well, the 5-year rule is up, Chris. And he was like, I know, don't worry. You'll like, he didn't say you'll like the new ones. He just said you'll like them. So he's not saying you'll change your mind, buddy. You'll you'll grow to love these new ones. I think you'll like them as in they'll change them.
Yeah.
And he did say something else, what you just said, sir. He said, I said, yeah, we do the Jet Lounge spaces and all that to Chris, not Woody. I said to Chris, and Chris was like, oh, he's like, I said, we do like spaces, Jet Lounge. He goes, oh yeah, I know. He goes, this is on my son. True story. I know I'm always listening. You go, no, not I'm always. I know I'm listening. I'm in the background, but I'm in there. Trust me. So that confirms everything that I've always said to the guys. You don't know who's listening, so keep it respectful, because you never know who's listening in there. So they're listening. They'll pop in. And Woody, I said to Woody, about he joked because I said something about, like, I challenged Woody a couple of times. So when I said, yeah, no, my Twitter tag is, Sac Exchange, he goes, I know exactly. You're the guy that challenged me about the Sauce Gardner, because he gave away a Sauce Gardner autograph jersey. And I said, I love it, Woody, what you're doing. So I see your Sauce Gardner autograph jersey, and I raise you a Garrett Wilson autograph jersey. So he found that comical. So they pay attention.
Got another super chat from Dano. He really wants to have that extra guessing for those tickets. What would you rather? Would you rather? Man,
I got it. Would you rather wake up with Vlad Duclas's face or Woody's voice?
Oh my God!
I'll take Woody's voice because maybe he has a voice-activated bank account that I could hack.
He always comes in with the helicopter, and everybody looks up like it's the Wizard of Oz coming in.
Yeah.
Did he come in the helicopter with Schreiber that day?
I don't know, but he did. He comes in every camp in the helicopter.
I figured they cut that out.
It's funny. Everybody stops, and everybody's looking up, and they're like, "Oh, the owner's coming." It's almost like the Wizard of Oz when the Wicked Witch came in with the broom, and everybody's looking up. And, it just reminded me, like, you got all these people all looking up and like, oh, the Wizard of Oz is coming. Like, I don't know. It's weird. He likes to make a grand entrance, let's just say.
Yeah, the tickets are, Dana, we're giving away, or thanks to Steve, we're giving away 2 tickets to the game on Saturday, the Jets Tampa game. If you can go, stick around because you'll be able to guess and try to win.
I'll be
Appreciate
right.
you, Dane. You're always popping in, man. Even if it's at work on lunch, you're always popping in the shows and showing support, Dane. Thank you.
You work late hours. How are you at lunch right now? I guess.
Guys,
You
guys,
started
I'll be
eating
right back. Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay.
You started eating lunch 7 hours ago, and you're just finishing up. What are you talking about? Maybe he eats like you.
That's true. No, but sometimes you could have a late shift and it's still called your lunch, even if it's regardless of what time it is. So,
Dane, I got one for you. Would you rather have my foot or Duclaus's face? 3 to 12.
What are you saying? Nice guys, 3 p.m. to 12 a.m. Do you have to go? Oh, no, man. I want you to be eligible to win. Shoot. Okay. We're going to be giving away tickets.
I'll take his guess. That's wild that we did that. That's my hand to God on my children. That was not planned.
Yeah, I mean,
That's funny. That's really, really funny.
It's like crazy. It's crazy. And I would never do that on purpose.
No.
I mean, that's real stuff. I would never
be a part of that.
Right. That would be
with competition. I am 100% always and all about integrity. Like if I see somebody else cheating, it infuriates me and I call them out on it.
Right.
But that just shows that we're brothers from another mother. Both of our moms like making meatloaf. Where neither one of us are our mother's favorite child.
Now you saw the video. Was your mother's meatloaf similar to my mother's meatloaf or very different?
Different. My mom used breadcrumbs and breadcrumbs, eggs, onions. I don't know. She would never let me have the recipe. I've just seen some of the ingredients come in the house. It's always, get the hell out of here. Leave me alone. I'm cooking. She wouldn't let me stand next to her and make a video. It would be, I would be hurt.
The oatmeal is actually not that different from the breadcrumbs. My mother used to use breadcrumbs. She started doing the oatmeal because it absorbs the moisture and it has the same effect.
Exactly.
It gets very moist.
Same thing, right? And it helps keep it together, right?
Yeah. And the egg too. I was just wondering if the ketchup.
I put ketchup on the meatloaf.
Yeah. She mixes it right in. You have no choice. You're getting ketchup in your meatloaf. That's really a lot of it was motivated by my father because
Dane with a good comment. Thanks for not butchering my question, Nick. I guess when I
yeah, but by the way, guys, you have to understand I'm freaking blind, so
Johnny asked, can you guys also send me the game this Saturday on a private jet and have the HK video crew see me come off the plane? Yeah. After they got to go back and drop Cook off for the birth of his child, and then the plane's available to come and get you, Johnny. We got you taken care of, brother. Ma! Meatloaf! That was for you, Mr. Green Jeans. Hey, while we got a down minute here, I know we got some people in here I haven't seen before. On my channel, Proud New York Jets fans, we do, Jeremy and I do a post-practice, post-press conference wrap-up show every day. So as soon as Coach Saleh is done at the press conference, I go live on my channel, and we recap all the information that came out that day, all the tweets, the videos, what was discussed in the press conference. We've been very lucky. No I word. We don't say the I word, but knock on wood, we've been very, very lucky so far in camp. Unfortunately, there was one today. Russell Gage out for the season. Sad to see. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But, yeah, please, if some of you are new, JBB, you got to do it. Proud New York Jets fans. I'll throw the link up in the chat. And hopefully see some of you guys on the channel.
Proud New York Jets fan. It's been very successful. It's been a nice run after the press conferences when we go on I feel like it's going really well. I think like people are really enjoying it, and it's been a lot of fun to participate in it. It was incredibly generous of me to agree to doing it on your channel every time and not do it half the time on my channel.
Well, it was. I thank you. Don't say it like that. Like I haven't thanked you many times. You son of a bitch. That was smooth. That was shiesty. I got to keep my eye on you.
Sometimes I like the positive attention.
I'm very grateful. You offered that without me asking early on, and it's been a decent little boost. TJet73, thank you. I just got a notice. You subbed to the channel. I know a couple other people did. Maybe I missed the alert. I just happened to be looking at the phone now, getting the link. But thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
By the way, is it just me that it didn't look like Kenny G has a movie theater in his house? Because the camera angle looked like there were these movie theater, like these lounge seats lined up in a row of like 5.
Oh, that looked like some deep, comfortable leather. That looked.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, if you have like a home movie theater or something, I know where I'm going the next time I'm in New Jersey. I'm gonna hang out with my boy Kenny, have a beer, and watch some movies, or maybe some UFC. When you get a big screen like that, man, the UFC is fun.
I just dropped the link in there. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys. We have a good time. We have fun.
So we are getting closer to the giveaway.
And I'm about a minute or two left. My leg swells really bad right now. I've my situation with what I'm going through. I'm on crutches. I've been sitting down. I got to get my leg. You see the picture I sent you before with my leg up on the wall to try to get the fluid to drain. It's not fun. Take care of yourself, everybody. Don't get diabetes, and don't. Thank you, Brian.
I'm actually dieting right now because
Sean, you just subscribed now? I've been asking you for months, Sean. For months. You should have just said been subbed up. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You'll be surprised how long it took some people to subscribe to my channel after I was on Green Bean Show doing the watch parties with him all freaking season. People people would like getting along with them, blah, 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 and then them subscribing and saying, going to a live show and saying, "Hey, dude,
can you read that comment out loud?"
Too late. I got the D already.
That's what she said. I have to run. I got to get my leg up. I want to thank everybody. I will see you next week. Tell Sac. Oh, perfect timing. All right. I got to tag out as Sac is coming back to tag it. Hey, bro, take care. I got to get my leg elevated, man. I had a toe amputated. It's no good. It's no good. It's no bueno. JBB, you enjoy tomorrow. Have a great time. Send Jeremy some pictures through the email, man. I hope you have a blast. Sac, good stuff that you guys are doing this for the fans. And enjoy, everybody. Take care. God bless. Have a good night. And as always, go Jets. And Jeremy sucks and is actually a Dolphin fan. Goodbye.
See you later, buddy.
By the way, what Nick didn't mention to anybody.
Oh, I came back. What? I didn't get up out of the chair yet. I know something's coming.
We'll wait a little later and embarrass him later. Or I'll just do a community post. There's nothing you can do to stop that. So anyway, Sac, are you ready to give away the game tickets, or did you have more camp tickets, or what's
I
the
have
deal?
more camp tickets, so I have another set. You know what? We'll do another set of camp, and then we'll do the preseason, and then I'll save 2 camp for the Twitter folks.
Okay, sounds good. So let me write down the number. This is for the second set of camp tickets. Number from 1 to 25. Now remember, folks, only if you can go tomorrow. Only if you can go tomorrow. Then guess a number. Only if you can go tomorrow. 1 through 25. We'll take guesses right now. And if you can guess as many times as you want. And let's see, Johnny Jimenez. Don't guess if you can't go. Don't guess if you can't go. That doesn't make any sense. 1 through 25. Number from 1 to 25. If you can get to the Jets camp, if nobody is able to go that's in here right now for the for tomorrow's camp, we will we'll save them and we'll give them out on Twitter, right, Sac?
Yep. You can do that.
Yeah. So
You can. I mean, who, in the chat, right? Either thumbs up or I can go on the preseason games. Let's just see about that. Who wants the preseason tickets?
How many people here can go to the preseason game? Type in yes if you're interested in trying to win tickets to Saturday's game. You're not going to sell them. You're going to try to go. You can go to the game. So just give me a yes in the chat. I just want to make sure there are people here. It's surprising because I thought a lot more people would be here specifically to try to win that. But maybe they want shirts and autographed cards. I don't know. The problem is I have a lot of people in here that just don't live in the area.
Yeah.
They don't live in New Jersey. They don't, I mean. Okay, so we see that Jet Set for Life wants to win. Jin Pak wants to win. Brian Smith wants to win. Okay, we got some people here who want to win.
They want to win. Let's do it.
Okay.
Look, it doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, it's for the fans, right? And our motto on the Jet Lounge is always for the fans, by the fans, which is funny that now Nick Fan TV uses that. So I know that we won't go into that, but that's what it is, right? Where did we get? Well, these are my personal tickets. The Tampa Bay game, Jeremy.
Yeah.
But the camp tickets, where did we get them? From other fans. Yeah. Trying to help other fans go and experience camp, which some people got shut out. This to me is beautiful. I love other fans helping other fans.
Yeah, like you were able to help Dom C take his other kid to camp, and now Dom C has an extra couple of tickets and is giving them, it's great. Being it's really the exchange. It's like you're the ticket exchange. It's like people with extra tickets give them to you, and you get them out to people who could use them.
Yep. You got to see Dom C today with his child. I actually got Brian Smith. I don't know if he comes in here a lot too. We gave him a Zach. I was giving out cards at camp. These were like live giveaways. I gave a Zach Wilson autograph rookie card to one of their sons, little guy, and he was thrilled about that. Listen, let me tell you something. People always ask, and I know Green Bean put this up last year, and it's the truth. They're like, they're like, oh, is Sac for real? Like, what's the deal with this guy? It was ulterior motives. Like, what? Why would he? No, it's about giving, man. I think we're so conditioned in this world that everybody sucks. So it's like when you get somebody that's legitimately has a good heart and wants to do good by other people, that person is the person that looks weird. The bad people, they're like, oh, we're used to bad people. Yeah, the people that don't give a shit about other people, we're used to that. But it's the good guys are the ones that now, and that's how we're conditioned. So it's all legit. You'll see your tickets will be electronically transferred after this giveaway. Go ahead, Jeremy. Let her rip.
And to answer Knobcraft's question, yes, if you want to play because you have a friend that needs tickets, and it's definitely what we care about is the tickets are used by Jet fans that want to go. So if you have a friend here, if you have a friend and you want to try to win and you're going to gift them to a friend, that's fine. You're going to send me the email of the person you want those tickets to go to. I get them to Steve to get it out to those people. Okay. So we're going to do, what do you do? 1 through 20?
Yeah. You got a small population. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do 1 through 20. I already got the number written down. Anytime you're ready, let's go. Put in your guesses. And we're waiting. There's a delay. So it takes time for people to know that it's time to go. Man, I wish I could see better. I might have to literally hold my face up to this to make sure I can see.
You got to get new glasses, Jeremy.
I know.
I have these reading glasses. I'm getting old. They look ridiculous. That's why I don't put them on.
It's 1 through 20, guys. Look at that guess.
What did it say? I can't even see.
They guessed my brother, Lee Cravat. That's the answer to every question. 0? No, it's 1 through 20, guys. Guess again. Guess again. Everybody take another guess.
1 to 20.
1 to 20. Take another guess.
Dude, on Twitter, I can never do 1 to 20. I have to do 1 to 100, 1 to 200.
I know. It's so fast sometimes on Twitter. And sometimes it's not. You'll get 1,000 guesses and no one guesses it.
I remember one guy got it in the first shot.
Tony Alexia is guessing. That's great. No. Okay, everybody, guess again.
Guess again.
Guess again.
Let it go. Round 3.
Round 3. Guess again. Don't re-guess numbers, Knobcraft. Somebody already guessed 19. Look at the chat. Guys, if you were me, who would you guess? Weed the people. Hopefully, you'll be able to go if you win.
If you were green bean, what would you guess? We know green beans number.
We have. Who's the first one to guess it? Who's the first one to guess it? It's Tony Alexia is the first one to guess it. Everybody suddenly decided to guess the number 3. 3 is the winner. Tony Alexia, you just won 2 tickets to camp. Do you know how to get a hold of me, Tony Alexia? I think you do on Twitter. Please DM me on Twitter the email that you want the tickets to go to.
Well, DM me. You can DM me directly, and I'll send them right now.
Right. So if you know Sac Exchange on Twitter, if you're not following them, follow him. Sac Exchange. What is it?
It's Jeremy. So it's at BKLYN 929.
Hey,
like Brooklyn, short for Brooklyn. BKLYN 929.
I just put it up. Let me find it here so I can post it up. Oh. I just posted up. So, Alexio, if you want to go, send an email to that address. If you don't want to go, then I hope that you do. But if you don't, send me the email of somebody who does. And also, hold it. He's saying send it to Brian Smith, please.
Brian Smith.
Brian Smith.
Brian Smith is the guy that we met today.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. So, Brian, please contact either Steve or myself. I just posted his Twitter. Just DM Sac Exchange. DM Brooklyn 929. Send them your email address, and he's going to send you those tickets. You are the winner, Brian Smith. You can take your son to the game on Saturday. Congratulations. And how I wish I lived still in the New York area, because if I did, I probably would have had tickets already by now. Like, I'd already be, arranging all these things. But boy, I wish I could be going to that game on Saturday. I gotta say.
I would have went. I'm working, can't go. So.
You work on Saturdays?
My schedule is very, very odd. My schedule, I'll work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours. Then I'm off Monday, Tuesday next week. I work Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I only work 2 days. It keeps flip-flopping.
Wow.
A very odd schedule.
So there always has to be a guy running the servers and everything for your company.
You're in a command center, so there's always we're doing 12-hour shifts. So you got to be able to give some people rest, and they give you a couple of days in a row to rest up.
Do you get food in your command center? Like, do you order in food and stuff?
You can order food. Yeah, you get a lunch. You can leave and get lunch.
That's what I care about. I'm asking you if you get food. Dude.
Somehow it always comes back to food, right?
Can you get that New Jersey pizza, that bar pizza delivered?
Oh, Jesus. No, I don't even want it.
You don't like the bar pie, do you?
I don't like Jersey pizza in general. I mean, there's a couple places, I guess. But for the most part,
yeah, well, I know this.
Let me give you listen. We know it's a Jet show, but let me give you a quick story. So, my brother's girlfriend, she is a Jerseyite, I guess you want to call it. So, she knows I moved to Jersey, and I wasn't very thrilled about the food. But she's like, "Oh yeah, you live right near this place, and you got to try this place, and all this stuff." And I wasn't thrilled about it. Like, I really wasn't. So, living in Brooklyn for over 40 years. we've got treated to the best of the best. As food wise, not I guess living wise, but food wise. And my brother takes her to, and Angelo, Jeremy. My brother takes her to a local spot in Brooklyn for what we call heroes, not subs, but heroes. And he brings her there, and then he messaged me. He's like, "Oh my God," he's like, "Jackie loves it. She loves it." And now she said, "Tell your brother." She basically said, "Tell your brother." Now I know why he's not so thrilled with the Jersey food or so excited about it. Food, best food in the world. Best food in the world. And any food, any type of food.
We had a famous deli in the Canarsie area where I grew up in Brooklyn called Sonny's.
Uh-huh.
And it was one of those places where it was all boar's head, fresh bread, fresh Italian bread from the bread box. You ordered the food and they're like they have lettuce in the slicer for the tomatoes. Everything's fresh. The sandwiches are this thick. You know what I mean? It's like you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Beat it. You go there anywhere in Brooklyn. Now you go to the sandwich, it feels like 10-pound weight. It's humongous. And what people also don't know is they think like, okay, New York is so expensive, but when it comes to food, it really isn't. New Jersey's very expensive. I'm learning that. Look, I just moved here a couple months ago. It's very expensive. Any store you go in, you're coming out $80, $100 for anything, groceries, anything. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
Trust me. And then I'll go back to Brooklyn to the same type of Italian pork store, Sal Maria, and you go there, and I'll tell the guy in Brooklyn, I'm like, you know how much this is in Jersey? Like 3 chicken kebabs, just the barbecue. I'm like, you know how much this is in Jersey? He's like, how much? I'm like, this is $20. And he's like, really? Yeah. And it's insanity. But living quality to the Jersey folks, much better. I have parking. I have a backyard to sit down and relax. In Brooklyn, there's no parking. There's not so great.
Best pizza I can get out here, like the guys from Brooklyn. It's like a below average place in Brooklyn, like a neighborhood place that's kind of like you wouldn't pick it over anything, but if you had no choice, you'd eat it. It's okay. It's Brooklyn pizza. $24 for a 16-inch pie.
And it's funny about pizza. Where I'm from, there was no such thing as a large pie, a small pie, a 16-inch pie, a 12-inch. You went and said, yeah, all right, I'll take a pie. Right. Or I'll take we used to never even called square pizza square or round. We would say, all right, give me one
Sicilian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or give me, one Napolitan is the round. And the funny thing is like now there's all these different pies. Like, so I went in Jersey and they're like, you want a small pie? You want a large pie? We got medium pie. Yeah, pie, one pie. That's all. That's what it was. They all was one size, and it was bigger than your freaking 3 faces together. It was,
right. 18 inches. Like a real Brooklyn large pie was 18-inch pie, 8 big slices. That's what a pizza was. I mean, that's what it was.
And for the Jersey folks, so all you have to know about this, if you want to talk about Brooklyn and Jersey pizza, whatever. Nowhere in the country, this entire great country of ours, you go to Florida, you never see New Jersey style pizza. Oh shit, gotta go there. You never see that. Even Domino's, and how terrible they are, they have a Brooklyn pie. It's always Brooklyn. There's places in Jacksonville where I lived in Florida for a little while. Brooklyn pizza, Brooklyn style pizza, or not even Brooklyn. Some of them will be like New York style, but you've never heard rolling somewhere and said New Jersey pizza, New Jersey style pizza, New Jersey anything. Like you've never heard of that. Never.
That's true.
And I would make fun. The Florida people would get on me, and I'd be like, "This food's terrible. This Florida food's horrible." And I would get on them, and I lived among them, and I'm living with them, and they hated me for it. But I'm like, what you guys think is good sucks. It sucks. Until you get something better, you'll never know. So they're used to that and they think it's great until they try something else.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm in Florida, the one thing I'm going to try to get is Cuban food, because that's what they do well there. You have to find what's good locally in other places. Hopefully you like that kind of food, but like, that's what you got to do. You don't go to Florida to get pizza. You don't get a
It depends where, right?
here in Florida. Yeah.
It depends where in Florida. If you got
Yeah.
Cuban food in Jacksonville, it's not going to be so great. But if you
gotta
went
go
to
to
Miami,
Yeah.
Miami Cuban food, hey, now you're talking. And
Yeah.
the reason why is because there's such a large population of Cubans.
Yeah.
So, but like in Brooklyn, it's such a melting pot. If you went to, we call 8th Avenue, and you wanted Asian food, that place is bigger than the Chinatown in Manhattan and just as big as the one in Queens. And you could get authentic Chinese food, Vietnamese, Thai, whatever you like, right?
They got their own busing system in that area.
Yeah.
They have for their seniors.
But if you wanted good Russian food, right? Like
Right.
people don't know about Russian food, right? So
Right.
if you wanted like Ukrainian food, let's just say,
Ah,
which they do a lot of good stuff. The soup borscht and all that good stuff.
yeah.
Then you would go to Brighton Beach, and it's little. They call it Little Odessa. It's like Little Ukraine, and they're people. They only speak the language. And you're getting authentic good stuff.
Yeah.
Mexican. Now California does the best Mexican though. You got to give California that.
San Diego area. My brother used to take me to places that made me want to cry. Arizona too. Really good stuff in Arizona. Yeah.
You got to go. Got to go where the population is of that place. But then if you go to somewhere like North Carolina,
Barbecue,
right? They do well in barbecue. Memphis, barbecue.
Yeah.
Texas, barbecue.
and the barbecue styles are different. Like North Carolina is vinegar based. You go to Houston, it's like red, sweet, barbecue sauce. It's like the sauces vary and the styles vary.
Yeah, absolutely. But I find in Texas, I lived in Dallas a couple of years as well. Like you go to a barbecue place, everything tastes barbecue. Like everything tastes smoked. It didn't matter what it was. The ribs tasted like the turkey they smoked. They all tasted the same. It's just a different texture, But there's that mustard-based barbecue sauce that I like.
I love it. The golden one, I love it.
Yeah, that's good.
I love it. Yeah, there's a few places out here that have it, and I'm all in on that, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, again, it is where you go, Philadelphia, cheesesteaks, I guess. I don't know. There's Italian places people will say, but I don't know. I'm like you, Jeremy. I'm all about food. All about.
If I'm in Philly, I just need the cheesesteak. That's all I'm really pursuing. They do have really good something called. I mean, we copied it. It's in New York, but it really is amazing in Philly. They did create the Stromboli.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really nice.
There's Stromboli in Brooklyn. It's like rice balls. No one's heard of them. Outside of New York, no one's heard of them.
Lenny and John's, Flatbush Avenue, rice balls with marinara sauce. That's it.
Yeah. Even in Bensonhurst, there was focacciarias. They would serve rice balls. And for anybody out there that doesn't know what it is, I went to Florida. I asked for a rice ball, and the guy goes, "This isn't a Chinese restaurant." I'm like, "Is this even a pizza restaurant?" I mean, like, you serve pizza. Do you know anything about pizza? You're literally, your store says, it was called Brooklyn's. But it's Brooklyn's. You don't know what a rice ball is. What'd you do? You just named it that? What's the chat? Anybody commenting about this?
We the people is saying he's not going to send me a pie. Hey, I love all pizza. We the people. This is Sac Exchange. I love all pizza, but I will say,
where's he from?
I guess he's in New Jersey. But like my favorite. I have different. There are different styles, right? If you told me Brooklyn style football pizza, like the standard style we grew up on as kids, in the average, when you go into a pizzeria in Brooklyn, I like Joe's on Bleecker, or I like Originals Pizza in Canarsie and Georgetown, and there's a few places like throughout Brooklyn that just have great slices like that. But the place, like for example, that you took me to, Pizza Giavi, that's like at a different level. That's a different level, man. That's like just, oh my God, that pizza was so good, dude. That was like the Farrah level pizza. That was like the Farrah's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that the Giove in Staten Island does a very good pie. A little thin, crispy. We had prosciutto on there and spicy sausage on it. That one, they all do. I mean, look, Connecticut has good pizza too.
New Haven, yep.
New Haven, they have good pizza.
Yeah.
I think it's the water. As for the guy, we the people, I will say this: I am not shitting on all Jersey pizza. I know the good pizza in Jersey, we the people, and if I name a few of them, he'll know and he'll say, "Okay, you got a point." So let's go through. Like, one would be Federici's. That's in Freehold. Santillo's in North Jersey. Excellent. Nona's is all right. All right. It's close to Florham Park. In Florham Park, actually. And there's this other one. I forgot. But I want to try it. I forgot it. It's a 100-year-old oven. Anything 100-year-old ovens is going to make great pizza.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing people don't get. I say this all the time. I'll show pies on Twitter, and they'll be like, "Oh, tomato soup. There's no toppings." Good pizza needs no toppings.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as toppings. If you need to throw a pound of toppings on your pizza, the pizza's garbage. Straight up. It's not good.
All Californians, there's like no toppings. That looks gross. And it's like, that's because you never had pizza.
Yeah,
you eat the shit out here that they call pizza, but you don't know what pizza is. Because pizza is not just some shitty quality cheese with some canned sauce or jarred sauce and some floppy bread. That's not what pizza is.
No, it's definitely not. The people that are real pizza makers, they take a lot of pride in their dough, proofing it, adding stuff to it, letting it set for 48 hours. There's a lot that goes into it. The sauce is cooked, and there's a lot of things. Again, there's a lot of things that go into it. If I gave you, if I gave you this piece of paper right here, right, and I put a pound of bacon, cheese, bacon, sausage, meatballs, I guarantee you, if you ate this piece of paper, it wouldn't taste so bad with all those toppings. It's just the case. Might be a little dry, but I mean, why make pizza then? Just get all the toppings and forget about the actual pie. Just eat it with a fork.
Yeah, exactly. It's what's maddening to me is, why would you go through the trouble and all the work of opening up a pizza place and not do research, experiment, hire someone, partner with someone? Why would you just open up and just serve crap? It makes no sense to me.
You know why, right? So pizza is one of the most profitable. That's why you'll see, if I go back home tomorrow, which I am going back to Brooklyn, which is not far, like going back home, it's 40 minutes. But when I go there, you'll see 3 pizzas on the same block, pizzeria. So you think, how do they all survive? It's because they're all trying to, they're all trying to outdo each other, right? So, competition breeds better food. If you're a place in, just say, South Carolina or Idaho, and you're the only pizza place in 4 or 5 miles, you could serve the shittiest shit you want. They have no choice. They have to eat it. Now, if you open 6 other places, how does your pizza place differ than theirs? So you got to up your game.
Yeah.
And in New York, it's even more important because the rent's so expensive. If your food's shit, people know that it's shit. The Brooklyn people are used to a certain quality. So if you open a pizza place and there's 3 other down the block that do it better, they're not going to you. And you can't pay that rent, $10,000, $15,000 a month. It's ridiculous. So that's another portion of why the food, tastes better and it's better quality, just because of competition.
Yeah.
I think that, I'm a very big foodie, Green Bean knows. Anybody on the chat or on now knows that I always, with me and Green Bean, we always want to take them on a food tour. We actually went with Jeremy to Pizza Giove with Green Bean last year, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We take food seriously, maybe more seriously than most. Some people like, just give me a fucking pizza. I don't give a fuck what it is. It tastes good. So we're more like food enthusiasts, foodies.
It's so worth it in life to seek out like things like you live once, you know what I mean? You want to experience great things. It's like we were talking about, different places have different things. My brother lives in the Portland area. He lives in Washington State, but right by the state line, 15 minutes out of Portland, Oregon. That city is filled with food truck pods where all these chefs graduate chef school and they don't want to work for someone. So they open up these food trucks and it's amazing. You're surrounded by all kinds of different kinds of food. It's all fresh. It's like it's the whole culture there. I mean, me and my brother go, every time I visit him, we go exploring, try different trucks, find, and, my food reviews talk about them. But it's like, to me, I don't understand how people aren't foodies. Like, how do you not value like that? How do you eat something great and not appreciate it and want more of it? It's crazy to me.
I think that food to some people is just used as fuel. They'll say that, where it doesn't really matter what the quality level is, but when you try something new, you're like reborn. You're like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. I've never tasted that before. And anybody, what's that chat? I can't even see. My eyes are shot.
Brian Smith says DeLucia's in Raritan.
Yes.
One of the best.
There's Brian. Brian, I think he texted me before. Brian, I got to get the tickets over to you. DeLucia's, that's the one I was looking for, Brian, with the 100-year-old oven in Raritan. That place, and now that I'm in Jersey, I don't know, it's probably about 45 minutes, but that's a place that you got to drive to. Yes, that is on my list, DeLucia's. Brian is right on target with that. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm looking forward to, what is it called? White Mana? The Mana or something for hamburgers, sliders?
Where, in Jersey?
Yeah.
White Diamond.
Nah, that's not the one Dom C likes. He says there's one in Hoboken and one in some other location he's going to take me to.
Oh.
Mana, M-A-N-N-A.
I don't know. There's this place that is near, because we were in Kent with Joe Beningo, and we were driving in his area, and we seen this place, White Diamond. It's supposedly very famous. Hopefully anybody in Jersey in the chat, maybe Brian or someone that knows about it. I've never eaten it. It was closed because we got there so early to pick them up. Anybody know about White Diamond?
I don't, but you gotta, when we're together, maybe you take me out there.
I've never had it either. It would be the first time. But apparently, like Justin, who's from Jersey, he's like, "Oh, White Diamond, bro." We would drive to North Jersey, and my father would have to pick up a whole bag of them, and we're like, we just ate dinner. He's like, it doesn't matter. We're bringing them home. We'll put them in the fridge. That's how good they're supposedly be. So.
And they're sliders?
Yeah.
I love those little sliders, man.
Listen, you know what? Here, for the guy that's so intricate on food and all that, I love White Castle.
I reviewed White Castle on my channel. I got frozen
in California?
ones. Yeah, I got well, they have them frozen.
Frozen.
What I do, but when I microwaved it, they weren't that good. My brother sends me a video on how to cook them in the freaking Instapot and steam them.
Yes.
And it's amazing. It's amazing.
When I was in Florida, I was dying, Jeremy, for White Castle. Dying. And I seen them frozen in Publix. And I was like, fuck. And I put them in the microwave and sucked. I put them in the oven, sucked, because they're not supposed to be crispy.
Right. And
I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? But I'm like, idiot. You always making jasmine rice in the rice maker, and you could steam veggies with the little tray it gives on top. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't you just put the freaking White Castles on that steamer?
There you go.
And then once I steamed them, I was like, whoa. Whoa, holy Toledo. But the funny thing is, now that I'm back home, That's one of the first places I went, and not. I mean, frozen if you have to, but fresh. Woo,
Yeah.
that man, I love White Castles. Now we had a thing in Florida called Crystals. Anybody in the South?
Well, I've heard of Crystal. I've heard of it. Yeah.
That's like now I used to call them until I educated myself. Right? See, this is about educating yourself, folks. Like you got to educate yourself before you say something. And Sac is the biggest offender of that. I used to call them the ripoffs of White Castle, like the fake, the Fugazi White Castle.
Tell me they came out.
But in fact, they're not. So somewhere along the line, Crystals is since like 1926, 1921. I know anyone could fact check this. I don't have the exact date, but really way back. And White Castle's from like 1919, right around that area too. So one was in the South, and one was in the North. Because you notice White Castle goes to Kentucky. They'll go to you'll never find a White Castle really in Florida. I mean, in Georgia, they've pretty much East Coast. Just like Krispy Kremes. Remember, Krispy Kreme was only found in the South for a while until they branched out. Now we have one in Staten Island, but
oh yeah, on right off Highland, on Highland, right?
Yeah, near the mall.
I know that one. Yeah.
But Krispy Kreme, I mean, forget about Krispy Kreme. But White Castle and Crystals, you get the burgers, they got mustard on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got ketchup. So every time I would go the Crystals, because I'm trying to find anything remotely close to White Castle, I'd be like, oh, no mustard, ketchup instead. And then they always get the comment, oh, are you trying to make a White Castle? Yeah, damn right. I'm trying to make a White Castle. But they don't put onions on theirs either. White Castle simmers them in the onions. They don't.
That's the magic.
Magic. There's a place I would love to go. You talking about food? A place, again, maybe Brian knows. It's not in Jersey. It's somewhere in the Midwest, but they boil these burgers in onions. Like, maybe it's the same concept, but there's a whole bunch of, you got to look it up on YouTube, a whole bunch of, like, pounds and pounds of onions, and they pour water all over the onions, and then they cook these burgers slow in the onions. And people line up for it. It's like a small little rinky-dink hamburger stand, but people line up for it. I like to try that. Steaming hamburgers is a thing too.
I'm not 100% sure who's texting me because it's just coming in as a phone number, but someone's saying, tell Sack he's on target with the food comments. Here in Tampa, all food sucks. Oh, that's Tampa Pete. Nothing like New York pizza or White Castle. My last trip back to New York. This is Tampa Pete. He's a supporter of the channel. He just sent me a picture. He has like right now a bundle of White Castle from the last time he was in New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, but again, like I lived in Jacksonville for a while, and to me, I would say that food. But but you don't go to Florida for food. You go to Florida for sun, palm trees, better stuff, more affordable living, which is not anymore. I should have bought 4 houses when I was in Florida. Now, the prices went so high, skyrocket, the real estate. People making out like bandits in Florida. But like a place like Tampa, where he's from, like you got St. Petersburg, right? Clearwater Beach, beautiful, white sand on the Gulf. So this is why you go. So you gotta make your choices in life. Is food that important when you can enjoy white sand? But I missed the 4 seasons. I really did, man. I got to tell you, I missed the 4. Hot and hotter. I love. What I love, and I think maybe Jeremy, I don't know if you like me, but I always missed the fall. Football season, crispy weather in the fall. The leaves are changing and they're falling down. Everything's pumpkin lattes, pumpkin. The smell of firewood in the air. It's crispy. It isn't cold. It's crispy, right? And football season, that's just, to me, man, that I love. The winter I could deal with that.
I agree 100%. Like with that, the fall. I mean, I miss the fall so much. The orange, the crunching of the leaves. I mean, like the fall is a great time of year, especially in like there are area people don't realize how big Brooklyn is, and how there's neighborhoods in Brooklyn where it's just trees and Ditmas Park. It's freaking beautiful there.
Well, listen, like, so Dyker Heights, those houses,
Yeah.
nobody. You know, you could take a huge mansion in Florida, and Dyker Heights got mansions, mini mansions. You wouldn't think that you were in Brooklyn. And when I used to tweet out, I would walk. I was getting for exercise. I would walk down Dyker Heights and I would take pictures. And there's all these waterfalls and beautiful houses. And people like, Sac, that ain't Brooklyn. It is. And then there's parts of Brooklyn that are different. It's so diverse there. It's like there's really, really pretty areas, like you said. I know Lenny and John's because I lived when my son was born. Jeremy, you'll know where I lived. I lived on East 72nd between L and M.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I lived there
Wow.
for 2 years when my son was born in Georgetown.
That's amazing, man. That's like my former neighborhood.
Yeah, so
where
right
the first
there,
7-Eleven in Brooklyn opened up on Georgetown on Ralph Avenue.
Ralph Avenue, there was an IHOP there, from
Oh,
what I
I
remember.
grew up in that IHOP, man.
Yeah, so there was an IHOP.
Gil Hodges Bowling Alley.
Yeah, there was a Wallbaum's. Remember Wallbaum's?
My parents shopped there when I was a kid.
Yeah, Wallbaum's.
The
There
Arch
was
Diner. Do you remember the Arch Diner?
I was there 2 years, but I never went there. There was some kosher deli there. I forgot.
The Mill Basin Deli.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm starting to think. South Shore High School was over there.
That's where I went to high school.
Yeah.
That's my stomping grounds, man. And that's where Original Pizza was. Original's Pizza. They had 2 locations, one in Georgetown and one in Canarsie on Avenue L.
Yeah, I remember that well. There's a bank on the corner. I used to wait for the bus to go to work.
Did you used to go to Hot Bagels on Avenue N?
I did. Those were delicious. That's another thing, a bagel. I couldn't find any bagels in Florida. Couldn't. There was no, first of all, there's no bagel stores that I seen in Florida. It was just like only bagels,
Yeah.
Bagels, by Ollie's. It's unheard of there.
Well, you could go to Publix in Florida, and they have What's a Bialy, which are really the old Bell Bialys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's the way, because that's what my parents do. They have a Publix in North Carolina, and they my mom, whenever I visit, she has like a freezer full of Bialys for me. But it's amazing how many people don't know what they are. Nick on this channel, like you just met, he didn't know what Bialys were. It's like, dude, you live in freaking New Jersey. You don't know what Bialys are?
Yeah, well, because they're not very popular here either. You know what's popular in New Jersey?
What?
I'm a fan of it. I won't eat it right now.
Sloppy Joe?
No. And I'll get in trouble right now with the Jersey folks. Ready? Apparently, I'm learning, Jersey folks on this channel, please forgive me, there's pork roll, and then there's tail of ham. They're the same damn thing.
Yeah.
But if you go to North Jersey,
yeah,
and you say, give me a pork roll, egg and cheese, they'll be like, what? No, that's tail of ham. And they get personal about it. And if you go to South Jersey, like if you go where I'm at, I'm in Central Jersey, not South, but I'm in Central. But if you keep going from Central on and you say pork roll, you're in town. But if you go to North Jersey and say pork roll, they look at you funny. What's the anybody comment in there? I can't even.
Green Bean just chatted. He's here. He said, dude, I just ate a Bialy today. LOL.
In Virginia, Virginia by Bialys. Uh-oh. Green Bean, we love you. You need to hop on here. This is all food all the time. There's a new YouTube channel, The Food Connection.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get him the link, just in case he's able to come on.
If he's able to come on, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I love Green Bean. I absolutely one of my favorite people. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the best looking guy, but he's a fun guy. You know,
Yeah.
he's a little hard to look at. You know,
I met up with Green Bean a few times when he was in Jersey. I always try to meet up with him. We did the Coney Island thing, which was amazing. He's like a guy of my own soul. He loves the fans to be together. We walked in Coney Island. They're Jet fans, and some of them we didn't even know. And you're pumping your fists, and yeah, he's a gem. I will say that he's a gem.
I got people trying to give me technical advice while we're on the show. It's hysterical.
The technical advice: what? How to send the link?
No. Somebody was trying to tell me how to blow up the chat messages.
You know, I don't do YouTube. Uh-oh.
Everybody, Green Bean is
Hey,
you
skipped my first comment though, which was mother effing Sac Exchange. Yeah. Look at that.
Hey, I made it to what do they call everybody out there in TV world? TV land.
I know it's crazy. I'm not used to this is exciting, to have you on the actual on the screen, Zach.
Yeah, we were doing giveaways. We gave away camp tickets. We gave away preseason tickets.
Oh, amazing! Are you going to camp tomorrow, Zach?
No, I went today, and I met. So we met. So last night, I wasn't going to do this. So we got the new polos, the new Jet Lounge polos.
Yeah,
I need to send you one. I need to get you and Jeremy one. We got a second batch coming, but they're really nice. They're thick. They're really nice. So I know you probably followed it on Twitter. So we sent one to Asante Samuel of all people.
I saw it. Yeah, it's amazing what you did.
The fact that he wore it.
I love it.
You got Asante Samuel to wear a Jets Lounge shirt.
How great, dude! Seriously though, who else but Zach?
And you know what's funny is I told Asante that I'm sending one to Dalvin Cook. Now this is an interesting story. Been talking to Dalvin Cook in the DMs, and he follows me now, and we're talking. And I said, "I'll send you one. You can wear it on your press conference." Joking around. So he said, "My guy," and I says, "What did I say to him?" I said something to the fact like, I said, obviously that's a lot to ask, but if you could take a picture, he says, "I got you." Well, he hasn't yet, but we sent it Friday, and he DM'd me Monday morning and said, "Bro, I just got it. Thank you so much." And he signed that afternoon.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. So, we went to camp, and last night, Brown Edwards, which everybody knows, I always text him. So I texted him because I seen he's coming to camp. And I said to him, I was like, "Hey, I got to get you one of these polos, but I didn't know you were in town." Now, I've never met him in person, but I've been texting him for months. So he was like, "If you come by the hotel at night, you can drop me off," because I didn't have camp tickets. You know what's so funny? I gave away 4 camp tickets, and then now I know he's coming at 8:00 at night, and I don't got one for myself.
Right. You took care of everybody else.
So he was like, "Well, you could drop off the pole. I'll wear it." And I was like, I was at work, and then I didn't have them on me, and I live near Florham Park. I mean, I work near Florham Park, so I didn't have. So then someone gave me a camp ticket, and I went with Kenny, and man of his word, there was a line, a very long ass line, about 40, 50 people waiting to get autographs. So when I got there, the woman there, she was like, "Sir, you need to go online." And he knew just by this, he was like, "No, man, that's my fam right there. Swear to God, very nice guy. That's my family."
Oh, that's great.
So he was like, he takes a picture with a kid, comes over, gives us a big hug. "Good to see you." And then we give him the shirt, and he's wearing a long sleeve. It's like 100 degrees outside. So he in front of there's 50, 60 people waiting. He takes the shirt, rips it off, throws it on the ground, puts our shirt on, and now he's taking pictures with our shirt on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Jets like that too much. All I know is that after it was over, he gave us a hug. He said we want to go to lunch, but he couldn't. He had a flight out, and he went in the facility with the shirt on. The funny thing is, when he met Mark Sanchez at camp, he didn't have the shirt on. So I texted him and said, "Did they tell you to remove this shirt?" And he laughed, and he didn't say.
Yeah,
Probably
he didn't confirm.
Probably someone said, "Wait a minute here, hold on here. You're gonna go out there, meet Woody and everybody. You need to put on a Jet T-shirt."
Yeah, that's super cool though that you got. Because look, I mean, why are we talking about Asante Samuel this month or whatever? And we know because it's all the bullshit that it was kind of anti-Jets. So the fact that you got him number one on your show, on your streams on Twitter, which was super cool.
Yeah.
But then you get him to wear your damn polo, dude. I mean, come on.
You know how that Greenby, you know how that happened? I actually screenshotted the Dalvin Cook message, obviously now with his hand, just the screen. And I said, Asante, you see this? This is what I text him. You see this? I'm like, I go, I would send you one, but I know you won't wear it, LOL, because he's a Patriot. And he put a fire symbol and he spat out his address and he put medium.
There you go.
I was like, all right, well, done then.
That's great, man.
Hey, it's stranger than fiction. I told Angelo, you met my brother, both of you.
Right.
My brother Ange, you met him or no?
Yeah.
Gastineau lives on Jet Nation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him a few times.
Oh yeah, when we were online at Gotham. You remember that time we were trying to get food?
At where? At Gotham?
Gotham, the tailgate. Remember we went to the tailgate?
Oh, right on.
We were trying to get food.
Well, we were trying to get food. Yeah, we came away with a drink.
Yeah, we ended up right. I think. What did I get from that? I think
you got a soda.
Yeah,
I got a beer, and Angela got a soda.
The whole time.
Oh, look at this.
I know it's a shame. It's a shame that you're not. Yeah, I know. We were walking around though too. We were moving a lot though in their defense, but I wish you were going tomorrow. I'm going to be at camp tomorrow.
What's up? I'm back. What's up, you handsome devil? I see your face down there. What's up, Green Bean?
Nick. It's funny because I'm looking at the YouTube, so it's delayed. I didn't know who the fuck. I'm like, what is that crazy loud voice?
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Nick? You good?
No, but we're getting there.
You look fucking good, man.
I do. I got trimmed up yesterday. Finally, first time in months. I'm feeling good. I'm trying to get my face out there now as much as I can.
He looks like Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
He does, Reb. Yeah, it's good. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I was in York, Pennsylvania, Nick, and I was there on a Sunday. I needed to get a haircut because I had some business meetings on Monday and Tuesday, and I'm like, I got to get a haircut. The only place was open was Supercuts, and I don't do that. But I went in, and it looks good from here, but if you look at it, dude, it's jacked. It's all different levels and shit and weird. And
I think Supercuts high is the people right out of school.
You got to see this. You got to see this. Can you see that?
Oh my God, what is that?
Knobcraft took my beard, photoshopped it, and flipped it onto Jeremy's hair. He looks like a Jewish Don King.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. That's awesome.
I gotta send that picture.
I'll send it to you right now, Bean, to see it better.
Yeah.
Green Bean, are you staying in Staten Island?
No. I'm actually, dude. I've been I stayed at 4 different places the last 4 days. I've been all over the place, but I'm staying actually down the shore. I'm at my mom's, my sister's house.
With the Jersey Shore?
Yeah, I'm down by Point Pleasant. So I'm just I'm gonna head up tomorrow for camp.
I'm off work tomorrow, and I live now in Marlboro. I think you know that.
Yeah.
Not too far from Point Pleasant. I'm off 18.
Oh, are you? My kids are right off 18 in Old Bridge.
Oh, okay.
Right off Englishtown Road. They're at the bottom of Old Bridge. They're close to you.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
I didn't reach out to too many people because I don't have hang time. You know what I mean? So I'm keeping it kind of down low a little bit. So I'm really excited to go to camp, but it's not a joint practice anymore, though, right?
Very chippy today, Green Bean. There was a fight on every play.
I saw that. That was great. I wish
Every
I was
play.
Good
Aaron
call by
Rodgers
Salah,
did
right?
something-
He made
Aaron
that call
Rodgers-
last weekend. Very good call. Like he must have had a sense that things were going to start to get ugly this time of camp, and he canceled that over the weekend. He canceled day 2.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers did something I've never seen done before. He
What's
took a
that?
football and threw it into the stands.
Ooh.
Like he took a football, he was rolling out, no way to throw, so he threw it away, threw it into the stands.
That's amazing.
And
Did a
they
kid
wanted the
catch it, I
ball
hope?
back.
Did a kid catch it? I
A
hope.
guy caught it, and everybody booed when he had to throw it back.
Oh, they made him throw it back?
Imagine catching a football from Aaron Rodgers, and you got to give that football. I think I would have left it. I would be like, all right, thanks for camp.
Yeah. You're not
No,
getting it
I'm
from me.
like,
Take
no.
it.
You had
No,
to chase me out to the yellow buses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
know.
Robbie Anderson at the end of the Dolphin game. I'm not giving this ball up.
I would have been running out of there like I was freaking Michael Carter.
So what do you think, Green Bean and Dalvin Cook? Now, before you say that, there are two sides to this coin. The
Right.
one side, people are all about it, such as myself. Then there's the other side that we didn't need them. Our running backs are perfectly fine the way they are. So I know you're a running back guy like me, but what do you think about Dalvin Cook?
Cameron.
Well, there's a lot to it, right? So there's especially like the timing with the Patriots signing Zeke, and then it felt like 10 minutes later we signed Dalvin Cook, and then we thought it was going to mean that Brees was maybe he's not ready to go, and then 10 minutes later they said, he's off the pup. So there's a lot to it. It's kind of an interesting story, but I think it's an incredibly positive move. I mean, I wasn't necessarily lobbying for it. I wasn't on that train, like we need Dalvin Cook. A lot of guys, like you said, were like dying for the move to happen. I'm happy with it. I think it's a solid move. I think, even though I love guys like Bam, I'm thinking Bam Knight is likely going to be the odd man out. I think that's unfortunate. I know some guys think trading Michael Carter, maybe. I don't know what kind of real value running back of Michael Carter's stature has. I mean, what are you going to get? Maybe a 6th. So I don't know. So I hate to lose one of our young guys. Maybe you can stash Bam on the practice squad. Maybe he clears waivers. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But no matter how you slice it, man, having Brees Hall with Dalvin Cook, and then you got, the obvious, the excitement of Izzy and probably Michael Carter too. That is a serious running back room, and it's the kind of running back room that you can see like kind of lasting into deep into the season, which is what you want, man. When injuries start to happen, if a guy goes down, having a Dalvin Cook or a Brees Hall in there late in the season is going to be pivotal. So I think it's a fucking great move, man. And it's not one of those moves where, like in years past, we're signing a Dalvin Cook as the guy.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
We got the guy.
Right. He's just a piece. And I think that's what's super cool about it. I think especially this late, in the middle of camp like this, I think it's great. Great sign.
The one thing I know for certain through DMs, right? This thing has been going on forever. And I said in the DMs, I says, the one thing about us is we'll keep our mouth shut. I told him straight out. And he said, my guy, good shit, or something to that effect. But keep our mouth shut, meaning it's like, all right, when it's done, we could say stuff, but we won't say anything that you're saying so that, you're going to build trust with these people. But it was like in the works the whole time. The whole time it was in the works. It's just about the money and the figuring out and all this. And, our guy, Tony Richardson, he got fucking lambasted. Like he said, am I supposed to say that Dalvin Cook thing's done? They're just trying to figure it all out. And they abused him. They're like, oh yeah, you don't know shit and all this stuff on Twitter. I was like, I put a tweet out. Someone's got to apologize to this guy.
Right.
It was always going to happen. But my idea is like, people keep looking at Izzy, right? I love Izzy. And they were like, we had this argument on the way to Canton. They were like, yeah, but he's small. No, he's not. He's the same size. Anybody can Google it right now. He's the same size as Brees Hall. Exactly. They're both 5'11". They might be 10-pound difference or 5-pound difference. They're both the same size.
He's just turning 21 too. So obviously he's going to put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle if that's what they want to do with him. I mean, the kid's so young and we don't need him right now anyways. He could be a development. He's that keep the pipeline filled with really good talent.
Yeah. You know, someone said this Dalvin Cook thing is like when we got LT back in, the Ryan era. I'm like,
you mean we went to the AFC Championship game and he was a good contributor? And if we would have jumped 3 times with him in a row in Pittsburgh on the goal line instead of throwing it twice, we would have went to the Super Bowl? That LT? Oh, okay, I'll take that.
I got a problem with that.
Sanchez got to the 1-yard line and Schottenheimer called 2 passes that got batted down. It should have been LT jump, LT jump, LT jump, and LT jump again, and we would have been in the Super Bowl.
He was only the season record holding touchdown scorer in the NFL history.
Well,
I want to
go on.
Sorry, I just wanted to shout out E Boogie and thanks him for the super chat.
Thank you, bro.
But make your point first, Green Bean, and then we'll go to E Boogie.
Yeah, I was just going to add to Nick's point. What makes that even worse is that whole drive we ran down the Steelers' throats. It was a running drive. We were pounding them. They were huffing and puffing. They were on their heels. We were on I think it was the 2-yard line, whatever it was. And it was first down. All we had to do run it right down their throat. What we did instead was we threw it 3 times. Then on 4th, we decided to run it when they had gained their momentum back. Yeah. And the crowd was back. The place was quiet. They were on their heels. We just punched them in their balls the whole way down the field. They couldn't stop us, and we outthought ourselves.
We did to them on that drive what they did to us on the opening drive of the game. I think they went 21 plays.
Yeah.
They just pounded the ball right down our throat.
And it's exactly the mistake Seattle made in the Super Bowl against New England when they did the same thing. They ran down the field. They couldn't tackle Marshawn Lynch. He was averaging 8 yards a carry. Yeah. They get down there, and suddenly they decide to pass the ball. It was just stupid.
Yeah. Let me add this to it. I hope in week 2, Brian Schottenheimer is as bad as play calling as he was on that 4 plays as he is against us because he's the Cowboys offensive coordinator now. So I pray to God Brian Schottenheimer goes into his old bag of tricks and does stupid stuff.
But I want to answer E Boogie's question. Well, we could all answer it. With the O-line trouble, do you guys see the Jets trade for a big name or picking up more unsigned players? Hopefully we can get someone great. I don't think there's many teams. The only name I can think of as far as a trade is like a Tavon Jenkins from Chicago, but we'd have to give Becton, and I don't see them doing it at this point because Becton's starting to look better and better every day.
Can I weigh one thing on that?
Sure.
Listen, I think that the fact that we're stacked in almost every category, that maybe a little light on safety, but I mean, we're stacked in so many areas. I really don't buy into this tremendously bad offensive line stories that gets floated because the media's got nothing else to say. Look, is Aaron Rodgers frustrated? Sure. He doesn't have ABT out there. He doesn't have the full offensive line. And also, besides that, Daniel Shevsky, for what it's worth, he makes a lot of good sense. He's saying, so how do you fit if the offensive line struggles? How do you fix that? Well, West Coast quick hits, right? So get a guy that could get a tight end to chip, right? Keep a tight end to chip. 2, get a running back that can catch out of the backfield. Quick hits. We got 1. Well, we got 2, but Dalvin Cook's very good at that. Also, run the ball more than. Like, if that's what you need to do, you run the ball more, and then your running backs are stacked. So I don't know how horrific the offensive line really is. Look, you got Aaron Rodgers back there. The offensive line would be better just by default having him there. Know where to go with the ball, not running around like Zach did last year. Although Zach looks pretty good. He looked good in camp. Hopefully he looks good for you, Green Bean, tomorrow.
Settling in. Hey, dude, let me say this, Zach. Like, look, whether you remember, I wasn't the biggest Zach guy. It's funny. Zach used to call me and shit. I was living in the RV, and he would call me at like 9 at night and go, "Hey, I want to talk to you about Zach, and I don't think you're looking at him the right way. You know, he's like, he does this, he's that." I'm like, "I hear you, man. I like." He would just really.
It sounds like an intervention, right? Like,
Yeah,
hey, we gotta intervene here.
But yeah, but like, of course, we're all rooting for him and everything. You know, it's without question. But the guy was toast, right? Like, I mean, he looked like he didn't know what to do. He was done, especially like in that Jags game at the end. He had no answers. He's like, "I don't know. I can't do anything."
Yeah.
The Jets deciding to hit reset with him and bringing in Aaron Rodgers and bringing in a new offensive staff and the whole thing that they're doing. If it actually works, that they turn him around and in 2 years, they give him that 1 year extension or whatever it is, and it actually works, and he becomes a top 15 NFL quarterback. It's going to be one of the greatest things ever. Like, it's never been done, dude. When an incumbent starter quarterback sucks and they move on, they 99 out of 100 times he's gone within the first, like, they get rid of him because there's potential rifts on the team. It's just that's what you do. We saw it one time, like with Phil Simms and Jeff Hostetler. They did that for a little while, but it's almost never done that they keep the guy around. If they actually do this and turn Zach Wilson into a competent quarterback, it's going to be one of the greatest things that's ever been done, especially with the New York Jets. It would be fucking miraculous.
And Greenby,
And I said on my show today, Jeremy and I were on, we do the post practice and presser. As soon as Salah ends his press conference, I go live on my channel and Jeremy's with me. I said today, beside John Lynch was the other one. Name a general manager that's drafted a quarterback in the top 3, completely missed on it, but didn't set the team back. And the team has gotten so much better.
Yeah,
John Lynch traded up for Trey Lance. Douglas, we can call it a failure up to this point with Zach, right? Zach has been a failure to this point, right? We all hope for, a reclamation project, but to this point, it's a failure. When you look at that, look how good our roster is.
Yeah.
Look at how deep our roster is. Look at our defensive line. Here's Greenby. You'll love this. 2 years ago, Carl Lawson got injured in the practice in Green Bay, right? And it was the most catastrophic thing to our defense because he was our only pass rusher.
Right.
Carl Lawson hasn't practiced and nobody bats an eye over it because Huff, because JJ, because McDonald, because Clemens, because JFM. The talent and the depth that Joe Douglas has amassed, yes, he missed on the Zach pick. Yes, Becton hasn't panned out. That whole Gase draft class was horrible. Coincidence that as soon as Salah came in and had his whole coaching staff write down detailed scouting reports of what they want at every position, the type of mentality they want in a player. Coincidence these last 3 drafts all look very good? I don't think so. Gase just didn't have a plan.
Yeah, Gase was.
His only plan was smelling salts to keep him awake.
Yeah.
But going back to the original Boogie with the offensive line, 80% of the projected starters weren't there today. We're flipping out over missing 80% of the guys. Like, if we're healthy and that's the performance, I'm putting the red flag up. I'm losing my mind over it. Yeah. I can't go nuts without Brown, without Tomlinson, without AVT, without the potential of Becton at right tackle. Center isn't decided yet. There's a lot of questions, but there's also a lot of time.
Listen,
September 1st, I'll lose my mind.
Listen,
but not today.
I believe. Look, and I go back to the Zach's rookie year in the green and white. The guy didn't even throw a pass in an NFL game. He was in the green and white. You got guys next to me bitching and moaning about him. This kid's a bust. I said to the guy, I'm like, this guy hasn't even played yet. Yeah, well, look, you could see it. It's the green and white. So was that guy right? Who knows? But if it's a reclamation project, and that's exactly what Greenbean said, if that happened, yes, it'd be a great story. I think a lot of people would have to bury their head. Someone would have to leave Twitter. There's a lot of people that would be really, really look like fools. And this kid's been given shit since he didn't even start in the NFL yet. And they were giving him shit. Because there was the Donald train. The people wanted to keep Donald. That was that camp. So they were shitting on him. And then there was the other camp that wanted to draft Justin Fields. So there was that camp. So they hated him. And then there was a camp that was political. Oh, he's a white guy, he's rich and all that. That was that camp. So
yeah, there was the anti-Mormon piece. Remember those guys too?
Yeah.
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 The JetBlue, his uncle owns JetBlue. There was that group.
Rich spoiled brat
Yep.
crew. Then his mom's a nutcase crew. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
That crew's still here though. That crew is still around.
Guys, I gotta head out. But it was good talking to you guys. Green Bean, Jeremy, guys, Nick, I love you guys, and I will catch up with you.
Be good, man.
Right on.
Zach, thanks for running those giveaways, man.
No
Everybody
problem.
loves you.
Oh,
See
who
you
won
later,
the other
Zach.
ones? Who won the other ones? I had to dip out for a little bit. I was talking to Nikki.
Tony Alexio won and then gifted the tickets to the game to Brian Smith, I think.
Oh, nice. He's from the same town as my kid. I heard him mention that in Old Bridge. Awesome. Good stuff. How you been, Bean?
Me, I'm good, man. I'm fucking tired.
Suddenly Green Bean finds himself a guest.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because I
The
was just
first
hanging
question
out.
I ask you on a show, and now you're at a loss for words.
Yeah. I was we were doing the beanbagger fantasy thing, right? So we were hanging out, and then we just decided to kind of, after it was all done, we were shooting the shit, watching the Carolina game a little bit. We watched little Jordan Love, and so I was done. I got to write an email to the owner of the company I work for, and I just looked. YouTube was there, and I saw that you were live, so I checked in. I saw it was Sac, who's fucking never live. He's never on YouTube. So I was like, holy shit, let me see. And then you sent me the link, and here I am. Holy shit, now here I am.
Nice.
I'll hang out for 5 more minutes. I don't know how long you're gonna but hang out. But it's nice to see you.
About 5 more minutes.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It's getting late. It's been over 2 hours. This is the first time I've done a show that's hit 2 hours in a long time. But I guess we're getting to that part of the season.
Jets fans are thirsty for content, man. It's going to be a year to remember. Everybody wants to consume all their Jet content.
Yeah, and this is the best, like you said, like this is right. It's starting to ramp up. Training camp's great, and it's exciting, and preseason's amazing, and all those things. But as we come out of this week, heading into final preseason week with the Giants, and then that week between, that game and the opener, that's when everybody really wakes up. So it's like it's going to be on like fucking Donkey Kong, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to work out and figure out my whole schedule so I can properly do it. It's like I've been doing this for years, just about daily content, fucking live streams till 2 a.m. And now we're finally good and I can't do anything. You know what I mean? I'm exhausted all the time. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, this is it. It's good to see you doing it.
I wanted to ask you a question. How did selling the house in Virginia go and purchasing the house in Detroit? Because I figured once Mims got traded, you went with him.
Yeah, I tell you, man, Nick,
I haven't busted you about it yet. I'm sorry. That was my one rib.
I guess he's had that one in his back pocket for a while. You're late to the game. That one.
I haven't seen you. We haven't been on a show together in a while.
If Mims ends up being better than Jameson Williams, we're all going to feel very stupid.
Well, let me tell you this. Mims is going to do well up there.
I agree.
I don't know. Now, was he going to be a number one? Well, probably not. Who knows what the future holds. But as far as like whatever the fuck this franchise, this regime had against him, who knows? Yeah. He's never done anything wrong. He's not a troublemaker, any of that sort of stuff. No. I know fans kind of jump on it and like he drops everything. No, he doesn't. He has 100 penalties. No, he doesn't. Now, it's not the greatest. We're not going to defend to an extreme degree, but it's all we wanted to see, right, was the guy get a legitimate chance. Yeah. Why is he behind Tariq Black? Yeah. Like, what are we talking about? So, I think going up there, and I said this a few times, I think they're going to look at him in camp. and he's gonna catch everything. He blocks exceptionally well.
Yeah.
They're gonna be thinking, why didn't they want him?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
And with Goff, they do a good vertical passing attack, and that I think fits him more than what we were doing here. I think he's a better scheme fit in Detroit, and I think that's a good place for him to land. Like, I wish him well. Like you said, no issues, no problems, wasn't a headache, had some unfortunate things with the food virus, the food poisoning.
Yeah, we poisoned the fucking kid. We give him COVID. We make him learn 3 positions like before he can be active. Like, what is it's weird.
I think he's just a run and catch guy, and they'll use him well there.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully he'll get opportunities. I know that Williams is suspended the first 6 games of the year, so that'll be his chance. He's got to strike early and make and he's got to make his mark early.
Yeah,
say that.
Yeah, and I think he will. Again, like, is he ever going to be what we hoped as a first round pedigree slip into the second? Maybe not. He's it doesn't look like that's likely. But he can absolutely be a good 2-3 in your offense, and he's great in the run game. Like, I don't know. I mean, look, we didn't like him. I thought it was LaFleur primarily, but it looks like it might even be Saleh because they got a whole new offensive regime. And dude, it was day 2 of OTAs, and the inside guy that I know told me that they're not digging him. He's not impressing him. I'm like, it's fucking day 2. What could he have done wrong already?
I really don't understand it. I really don't understand
But
it.
to answer your question, my house in Detroit is being renovated right now, Nick. So eventually I'll be able to invite you over.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for the invite,
right next to Jets Pizza up there in Detroit.
Anyway, Gregory, are we on Saturday for the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I heard here, Jeremy. Now I'm gonna call you out here.
Okay.
Number 1, I watched a clip of you eating the cookie. Okay.
Okay.
I think you're a wimp.
Wow, I like it.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't hot. I'm not saying. I think.
He's mad because I was going to send the cookie to him.
Well, and this is what I'm going to say. I have friends that care about me, Nick. They care, Nick. And I had people DM me and say, "Hey, so Jeremy is going to remove the label from a ghost pepper or reaper pepper cookie, and he's going to send it to you as like a token of love or whatever." And he's going to get you. So it's important that they care. Jeremy doesn't care, Nick. He's going to try to kill me. And so thank you to the guys who reached out to protect me.
Do you know what would stop me? Do you know what would stop me from really doing it? Seriously, other than me just being afraid that you'd never talk to me again.
Yeah,
the attempted murder charge.
Yeah, and you're right, and your morals and values, and you're actually a decent person.
Even before that, my fear, and it really went through my mind as I was even joking about it. My luck, I would send him the cookie, and one of his kids would eat it.
Oof.
That was why I could never even seriously
share it with the dog. I don't know if you have a dog, Green. Share it with the dog, right? And just all hell ensues.
That was why I seriously would never do it. Before the
wasn't about me.
I wasn't gonna do it, but just the thought that if his kids ate it, that wasn't funny to me. I said, "My God, what if he gave it to his daughter?"
Well, and I appreciate that. That's nice of you.
Nice.
Let me ask you though, because here's the problem I had with him eating the cookie. It wasn't that it was hot. I believe it. Is he put it in his mouth, right away?
It hit fast.
I don't believe it. I
swear, it hit fast.
Melodrama.
I contemplated spitting it out. It was hard to get it down.
How hot was it? Now you do hot sauces all the time, so this is real. How hot was it really? It's a cookie.
It hit in a different way because the sauce is mixed with vinegar, and it was powdered. It was Reaper dust. And what happened was when it hits your tongue and it goes on your tongue, there's no vinegar. So honestly, it didn't hurt as much in my throat and my chest and stomach, but it hurt my tongue and in my mouth more than any other sauce has ever done.
And he
It
said
was
to me when we
agonizing
talked, he goes,
to me.
and I had no coolants. I had no coolants in the room.
And I had no coolants. Usually I'm sitting there eating ice cream. I got cream. I got like yogurt. I had nothing except seltzer, which actually makes it worse.
I know you got to have some milk. I was wondering why your wife's bringing you all this stuff. I'm like,
I didn't think it was going to be that bad because it was freaking. She got it at the freaking farmer's market. I didn't, and it was Insomnia's a cookie place. It's
great.
a freaking chain cookie place. I didn't think they would sell something that was actually, even though it said super hot, I honestly didn't think it was going to be like that. I honestly thought it would be hot. I did not think it was going to be like a serious heat kind of thing where it was going to put me in that much pain.
Awesome.
I see.
Great.
Yeah.
Bean, can I throw a question at you?
Yeah.
So with Aaron Rodgers' comments after he decided to free up the $35 million, we all heard it, and he said that people become available. Now the team has the money to go get them. You think that meant Dalvin Cook, or do you think there's more to come?
I think Dalvin Cook was in play, and we're hearing now that it was always the Jets. Now who knows if that's really accurate, but let's say it is. Let's take it at face value. Yeah. That would mean that there have been discussions, and that's one of the things. I don't think Aaron Rodgers would give $35 million back just to get Dalvin Cook. I just think he's part of it. I know what you're. I mean, I have a feeling that you're leaning, into the potential for Devontae Adams, right?
I think it's one former Packer. Pete said Bakhtiari. I'm big on that.
Bakhtiari, right? They were talking about that today. I saw some rumblings about that. I don't think that it's necessarily about specific guys. I think it's just in general. I don't think it's like, hey, I'm gonna, because there's the, the $35 million works out really well with Devontae Adams's contract and all that. It's like, I don't think it's to that degree. I think it's just like, hey, it gives us the opportunity to do it when we need to. Dalvin Cook was already kind of on deck. Maybe Bakhtiari, but do you think the Packers are going to be willing to get rid of him, dude? They got Jordan Love. They're trying to give, to make it so this guy's a success. Why would you give away his left tackle? I don't understand.
Here's my theory.
I'm in.
You traded away Adams 2 years ago. You traded away Rodgers. You have, and the Packers organization has given in to superstars demanding a trade. If Bakhtiari says, I'm done, I want out, and this is where I want to go, they have dealt the guys. They dealt Adams where he wanted to go. They dealt Rodgers where he wanted to go. So they have a history of getting rid of guys who don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm reading into it, and I think you could look at Becton, and that's why Becton's been showcased at left tackle. Maybe that's part of it, because that frees up another $5 million for us if we move Becton. I don't know. I feel something's brewing, and I don't think Cook was the epitome of it. You know what I mean? I got that gut feeling. Things are going too well for us.
Yeah,
I'd rather see Becton stay and do really well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're showcasing Becton. Like, I keep hearing that word, like, they're showcasing him. And like, we're showcasing Michael Carter. I don't see that, particularly with Becton. I think like the best thing to do with a Becton, and this applies to Tippmann as well, right? For different reasons, but in the same way, like the best thing to do with him, he hasn't played in 2 years. He was a dominant left tackle his rookie year. So they bring him into the first preseason game, which is a bonus game, the Hall of Fame game, an extra game for us. And he plays. They were hoping to get him 25 snaps. Potentially he gets 7. He says, the field, we saw guys slipping and sliding. He says, fuck this. I'm not doing it. And they take him out. The next game he plays 27 snaps. And now they're going to move him to the right side and get him some looks there. To me, it seems like the natural and appropriate progression to get a guy back from injury. Now, does that mean it's impossible? Of course not. They could be doing all sorts of stuff. But I don't think anybody else would be willing to take the risk on like trading assets for him. Now, if Bakhtiari made, let's say it's Becton for Bakhtiari and whatever else is involved. If Bakhtiari is making a huge stink up there, maybe, right? Because then it makes sense, like you were alluding to. You wanted a disgruntled guy, get him out of here, get what you can get, kind of a thing. But have we heard any rumblings like that? I mean, I saw an interview maybe a month ago, whatever it was. He was supportive of Jordan Love. Like he was just kind of like on board. So I don't know. I think we're kind of digging, Nick. I think we're looking. That's what I think.
Okay. That's a good take.
Yeah. I personally don't think, I mean, to me, if Becton goes to the right side and plays pretty much all the games this year, if we get blessed with health and he stays healthy, if he gets blessed with health, and Dwayne Brown, if it holds up, I really don't see. This is the strongest team in my memory of ever being a Jets fan, because as good as we've had other teams like the Rex Ryan years, these Parcells years, we never had a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So you can argue and debate the rest of the team, but this is as good as a roster as we've ever had. And then when you put A-Rod on it, to me, healthy, it's the best roster we've ever had in my years as a Jets fan, and that's since 1982.
Yeah. Well, that's what brings up my question. And seeing what Coach Salah said the other night, calling out the line, his job could be on the line with a bad season. Joe Douglas, Woody Johnson, they are not going to let one position group hold this team back. They are going to pounce and they are going to be aggressive if they need to be. If it doesn't come together, listen, I want it to come together. I'm with you guys. I want Brown, Tomlinson, Tittman, AVT, Becton across the board, right? Day one. I think that's what everybody wants, right?
Right.
But if something ain't right when that five get together, I don't think they hesitate to pull the trigger, and they're not going to let the line hold this team back, because this team could be world champions in February. They're going to do everything they can. If you're not rising with the water level of this team this year, every job is up for grabs, in my opinion.
I agree, but let me raise this point just for clarification.
Okay.
I think, look, we know we have a rookie at center. We have Connor McGovern as kind of insurance, right?
Yeah.
We know what he is. He's a quality starting center. Some people say slightly above average. Some people say slightly below average.
He's got his moments, right? Some
right?
games are better than others. Some matchups are in his favor.
But he's solid, and for the most part, the last couple of years, he's been he's been able to stay on the field, so he's got that going for him too. So we know we have that. We also have Wes Schweitzer as a little bit of backup, but we have this rookie that we used a second-round draft pick on. He was the first pure center, even though he's versatile, but he's the first pure center taken in the draft, next to Avila, who was taken as a guard. But we know that we want him to start. And we heard a couple weeks ago, it's unlikely that he'll start this year. Bust, he's a fucking bust. And it's like, no, we know we want him to start, but we have time. And it's like, you make him earn the job. You make sure that he's got his foundation and everything's done the right way. As it stands right now, we have 26 days left before opening day. 26 days and 2 preseason games within there. So there's no reason to rush. I know we're rushing, but we know Becton, he's getting better every game. He's getting more comfortable. Dude, he's looked dominant out there at times, whether it be, in the passing game, run blocking, cleaning the whole left side of the line, pushing guys off the screen. He's doing all that again incrementally. It's getting there. Tittman, he's now getting some reps with the ones. 2 weeks ago, he was a bust. Slowly but surely. Now we have, Max Mitchell. He had a rough week. So everybody's like, oh, well, he's clearly not going to start. We don't know. He's got a little bit less than a month to get back up to snuff. Now, is it where we want it to be? Would I rather know who our damn offensive line is, by now? Yes. but we still got Dwayne Brown coming back. Like, in my opinion, it's not quite as urgent as a lot of people are feeling like it is. They're just building it. They're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And I'm not as worried now. It's fucking vitally important, and I wish it was already settled. It's not. That is what it is. But I'm not as concerned as a lot of other people. I think we're in pretty good shape.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
I'm with you. Like when I said the 5 that I think should be starting, they're all on the roster right now, right? It's all guys who are progressing or coming back soon.
Right.
It's little things. AVT's ankle, Tomlinson's leg, Becton getting back up to speed, Brown getting healthy. It's all right trajectory. We're heading upward with it.
Yeah.
Are you here for the opener? Because my son has asked me about 30 times if we're going to Brooklyn to do the roller coaster with Green Bean.
No, dude, I'm not, unfortunately. And
Okay.
the game that we're going to, Nick, is November
Chargers,
6th.
yeah.
Like, that's our big buy.
Yeah, I knew that was the big one. I didn't know if you were making any others.
Nick, it's 1 week after Coney Island closes.
Sucks.
Okay.
It's
All right.
fucking breaking my heart.
Okay.
I know. I wish
You can't make a call? You ain't got pull?
I wish. Just open the Cyclone for 1 day for us. I wish.
Just email me there. Send the keys in the mail. We'll drop it off in a Dropbox and shut it off when we're done.
Right. We'll shut it all off. We'll lock it up.
We'll lock the gate.
You can trust us.
All
I know
right,
your
I'll tell him
son.
when
I
I
mean,
talk
look,
to him.
I'm actually right with him, man. It's breaking my heart. This would be the 3rd straight year that we're able to do that, but it's unfortunate. I can't make it to opening day, so yeah.
All right, I'll pull him out of football practice. You can bring him over there tomorrow. You know I don't do the rides. I was out on the street videotaping the whole damn thing for you.
I know you were great. You had some great footage, man.
Awesome, man. Good stuff. That was a good time.
Well, listen, guys, I got to bounce out of here. I didn't realize it's almost 11 o'clock. I got to write this email, and I'm going to camp tomorrow, so I got to wake up early.
We're gonna end the show. So we'll be on Jets Talk on Saturday. What time does the game start?
Talking Jets.
Talking Jets. What time does the game start?
6, I think, right?
Is it 6?
I thought this was the 6 o'clock one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, an hour ago I thought it was 3 o'clock, so I'm all over the place.
Anyway, we'll be there. And is there a press conference? If there's a press conference tomorrow, make sure you subscribe to Proud New York Jets fans. As soon as Robert Saleh is done speaking, we go live right on Nick's channel, and we talk about the press conference, and we talk about what happened at practice. Yeah. So make sure you join us there. Everyone, thanks for coming today. Thanks for coming on, Green Bean. Appreciate you always.
7:30, Jeremy.
Yeah, so I was just about to say.
7:30 p.m. Saturday. We'll see you all then. Can't wait. So excited for the game, as always. Take care, everybody.
Good seeing you.
Let's go! We need JJ! We want JJ! We want JJ! We want JJ! Let's go!
JJ! We got Johnson! We got Johnson at 26! We got Johnson at 26! This is great!
It is Matt, it is Richie. We are hanging out with the Jets Lounge guys. Richie, my man, how's it going?
Matt, this is sick. We're at the Jets Lounge event in Farmingdale. The main event is what it's called. We got the entire Rucker family over there.
Jets!